live now.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? There have been some pretty interesting happenings this week.
It has been a really weird and wacky week, full of Nazis and Russia and, of course, Ukraine and all kinds of complete shite. Oh, and of course, Biden is in trouble again. What else is fucking new?
Yeah, Biden's in some trouble.
He's in
as
deep
usual,
doo-doo.
Heading towards an impeachment. We've got our first 3 witnesses named.
Well, it's only taken you 2.5 years of him destroying the fucking country.
I know. And we've just got more Biden blunders. We've got all kinds of stuff that's happened over the last week. But I thought we'd start with a monarchy thing, even though this isn't in the... I should have put this in, like, the culture war segment. But I just happened to see this because here, anti-villain Morpheus tagged me in this. He said, yo, Spoon and Aiden, Disney tried hard making monarchism wrong when the king is 100% in the right. A king granted all the wishes of their subjects would be bad for the kingdom. Funny. So yeah, you want to watch this little trailer right here for Disney's new movie, Wish?
Okay.
Well, I already watched it. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I got enough to get the gist and go like, oh yeah, we should react to this. So here's Disney's new film, and their portrayal of monarchy.
2, 1.
Oh, I don't know about the music.
I'm here. Whew, just 1 second. Let me catch my breath. Once upon a time stood Rosas, a most magical kingdom, founded by a king with the power to grant wishes.
You are their handsomest, most beloved king.
You're right. I am a handsome king.
Okay, so we're gonna shit on monarchy, but wait till you see the premise, right?
I'm so nervous, I think I'm going to explode.
My best friend, the king's apprentice.
My mouth drooping.
And of course, everyone is multicultural in this broadly European-looking kingdom, but okay, that's just par for the course.
It's drooping.
Asha, come with me. The wishes of Rosas.
Whoa.
People give their wishes to me, and I grant the wishes I am sure are good for Rosas.
Some of these will never be granted.
Not some, most.
Yeah, because you know what?
Giving people ultimate freedom tends to deteriorate.
Yes, and people wish for all kinds of things that are bad for them.
And conflicting.
Yes, but here, of course, we have our stunning and brave female protagonist. No, people know what's better for them. But they literally, part of our argument for monarchy is you are so...
anti-democracy on our part. Like, people know what's best for them. Even fucking H.L. Mencken did not agree with that. In the democracy, people get the government they vote for, and people deserve to get what they want good and hard.
Yeah, it's so they're saying it's set in Iberia, but it's set in a fantasy world. But they're saying it's based on broadly on Iberia. Brave almost crashed here for a second. But no, of course, the people deserve more just to have things given to them, even though they might be bad for them.
They deserve more than...
I decide what everyone deserves.
Yeah, based. He doesn't have to grant any of your wishes as far as I understand this plot, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Great. Oh, the song I'm sure is nah.
Just out of curiosity, how is this disparaging image of the king any different than the way the oligarchs behave during COVID?
Well, I mean, it's the same. It's like if you grant everybody anything they want, they will wish for bad things that are bad for them.
But
they'll hurt themselves.
It's not even that. It's just a case of I decide what's better for people. Like, yes, the same way that the stupid oligarchy decided that you must do X, Y, and Z or else you'll kill people. It's like, no, you were full of shit.
Absolutely.
So it does boil down to who is benevolent.
Wait a minute. I didn't watch this whole thing, so let's see. What has he done wrong?
Magic.
I didn't do it.
What?
Last night, I made a wish on a star. And the star answered.
It is cute. Little star thing.
I'm talking. I am talking. Ha! Who knew my voice would be this low?
I believe I have just been...
I can relate to that.
Who would dare threaten you?
It's just the whole thing. I guess the plot is just that she just grants everybody's wishes. I mean, if the end point of the movie is that she's in the wrong, that would be great. But what do you think the chances are of the woman being wrong, of a brown woman being incorrect in a movie being made by Disney in 2024? I put that at about 0.
Just out of
You there?
curiosity, Disney, a while ago you said you were going to back off of the stupid woke shit because the cultural stuff has been really bad for your fucking bottom line and profits. And then
Yeah.
you do this shit, which makes me think you are slimy and lying. Or you're just fucking stupid. I don't
Yeah,
really
well,
know
we'll see.
which one you're going to go with here.
I don't know.
It's,
Maybe they're gonna subvert our expectations, Spoon, and actually she'll be in
Look
the
at that
wrong.
face.
Yeah,
That's my
right.
face right now.
Well, your face
Oh.
isn't that fat.
No, obviously not. Or that hairy. Well, at least not for the top of my head anyway. But that's that same face, like, really? I'm expecting Disney to subvert my expectations? Like,
Right.
fucking Jesus Christ. It's a pretty low bar to clear right about now.
There is a traitor amongst us. Find Asha.
It's a dead end.
With unsanded mahogany.
Oh, good find, Valentino.
My butt found it.
I mean, it's a movie for children.
I started this. I have to finish it.
That can solve world
No, I
hunger,
don't-
though.
Yeah, I guess it solves world hunger, right? But it's just that getting whatever you want is not necessarily good for you. It's, you try sometimes, just might find you get what you need, right?
Here
As
is
the
something
song
that I would
goes.
like to get from me that might not be good for me. Dear chat, if I buy a rum that is obscenely high in alcohol, and by that I mean over 74%, which is basically means is if I drink anything more than like a tablespoon, I'll probably be drunk out of my face. Should I get that and drink it on stream?
Well, chat, do you want us to at some point do a do a drunk stream, I suppose? One of us will have to be at the wheel, so
Sure as hell will not be me if I'm drinking that shit.
that's what I mean.
It's supposed to be a pretty nice rum, actually. Because I saw the price, like, what, it's 45 euro for this? What the shit?
Yeah, that's
Not bad.
I mean, for 40 euros. That's actually not that bad.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Let's see what people think. But yeah, this is literally teaching kids the wrong thing. Yeah. And then Lancer5 says, I'm not sure they thought about this. I'm sure the wish of the average Iberian resident in the 15th century would be a bit too based. Moors beware. Oh, probably true.
I think you could have stopped with saying, I don't think they've thought, and then just left it at that.
Exactly.
'Cause I don't think
Minnesota
Disney's
Fats
had
for-
any kind of thinking for the last,
No.
what, at least 10 years? When was the last time Disney made a good movie?
It's been a while.
Chat, you tell us, because I'm not a Disney watcher, so you guys in the comment section, you tell me, when was the last time you saw a decent Disney movie?
I used to really like Disney movies, but I mean, it's been a while.
Yeah, then
I
they went cringe and
I
gray.
loved Frozen, the first one. I didn't see the sequel. I really liked Frozen. I really liked Big Hero 6. I think those are kind of like the last animated Disney. I didn't see Turning Red, obviously.
What's that improper money? Oh, fuck off.
Minnesota Fats for 5 says,
Sakes.
it's not to say people don't know what's good for them. It's that it might be bad for everyone else. Monkey's paw boss.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
well,
true.
I think it's both. It's that people don't often know what's good for them, and they also don't know how it could negatively affect other people around them. And that's what the point
Pirates
of
of the Caribbean was
a
Disney?
monarch is.
Pirates of the Caribbean was Disney?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I agree. Pirates of the
That's why there
Caribbean
was
good.
that's part of the kerfuffle with the Amber Heard stuff is because Disney made infant money off of pirates, but also had Amber Heard in their Aquaman series. No, wait, but no, Aquaman's WB, so that's not Disney. It's just a general Hollywood kerfuffle, then I guess there. But yeah, Disney didn't want to get rid of Johnny Depp from their pirate stuff because he was, the face of it. I didn't see Coco, but I saw the other Dia de los Muertos movie that was animated that I really liked. I can't remember what it's called now. It's not Coco. It's the other one. The two of them came out within within 5 years. Gets it for £5 says, I'll be down for a drunk stream next week as it's my day off, but hope everyone is well. Aiden, let me know Saturday if you're down for my stream. Yeah, I'll let you know. We're going to be doing some stuff for another TTRPG tomorrow. I'm still not feeling very well. Like, I got mostly over my, head cold. I'm still coughing, as you can tell. But then I got a stomach thing. Book of Life. Yes, thank you, chat. I liked Book of Life. And I still haven't seen Moana, even though I've heard a bunch of the songs and I like the songs. But anyhow, let's finish this. Oh, that's it. Okay. There we go. Not so sure about that. Maybe we could do a review of it when it comes out. Monarchy bad. Everyone getting what they want without thinking about it good. Slosher for 5 Canadian says this movie is based on a common leftist idea. We could live in utopia, but mean people stop it. Yeah, exactly. It's the same as the minimum wage argument. Yep, 100%.
Yes, we can just continuously inflate the currency and nothing bad will
right.
happen.
You know, I was listening to a Destiny stream right before this where he was reacting to...
Why were you doing that?
Because I listen to Destiny sometimes. I was listening to him reacting to the most recent kind of back and forth that happened between H3H3, or Ethan from H3H3, and Hassan, where honestly, I mean, at the end of the day, Ethan was like outright defending capitalism, and Hassan doesn't know how to deal with it. And when they were talking about like, well, everyone should just get more money from the government, it's like, well, okay, that works fine as long as the government is making a lot of money and there's a bunch of, you know, extra money to go around at the end of the year, as you do when you pay your taxes and you get your rebate, you know? But what if everyone lost money? Then does the government get to charge people extra money? I mean, they do in taxes anyway. But would that be the alternative choice? And I think that when people like Hassan, they only are looking at this extremely, and all of these like left-leaning people are looking at things from a purely utopic point of view, because I think also, you know, there's a bunch of weird cultist stuff in there. I mean the true sense of the word in terms of its Gnosticism. And so it's magical thinking that if we just hope and wish really hard enough, then, as the movie implies, then everybody can get everything that they want, and there'd be no downsides ever. We can just wish ourselves into a perfect world. So yeah, I think that's exactly what this kind of messaging is about. Dear T.S. King for 10 says, happy 22nd birthday to Star Trek Enterprise, coming out yesterday. It's been a long way getting from there to here, and my hot take is Enterprise is better than TNG, but I have faith of the heart. You know, man, DRT, I vehemently disagree with that statement, although the first like 2 seasons of TNG are pretty meh. But I can never get into Enterprise. I've never been able to get into it, even though it was like coming out when I was really getting into Star Trek. But I never got into it. And you know what? Unironically, I think the opening theme song always turned me off when it was airing when I was, you know, 14, 15, whatever. Not quite that long ago. Yeah, about that. For 14, 15 when it was airing. And I couldn't get into the theme song. Because it's, if you don't know, Spoon, all the other Star Treks have the original one has like a 1960s style acapella. But the rest of them will have this big fanfare openings. And Star Trek Enterprise has a pop song. I have faith of the heart. I don't even remember the lyrics anymore. That's how few times I've seen Star Trek Enterprise compared to every other Star Trek.
Well, you must know Aiden is extremely nerdy, and I am not.
I sure am. Let's talk about Canada's big oopsie. Here's the
Canada's big
TLDR.
oopsie? Oh, yeah,
just a little bit.
Zelensky's speech received at least...
So Zelensky was in Canada. He received a standing ovation.
Zelensky's speech received at least a dozen standing ovations.
A dozen standing ovations. They stood up at least 12 times.
There was also one for this man, a 98-year-old Ukrainian Canadian who fought for Ukrainian independence against the Russians during the Second World War.
Except Yaroslav Hunk fought for the 14th Division of the Waffen SS. Something a little bit left out there, but I want you to actually watch the Canadian speaker, who, by the way, has since resigned. This was the one about him apologizing. He's stepped down after this monumental screw up.
98, so he was born in 25.
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, so he would have been 20-ish.
No, what I love about this, and I think you pointed out to me, is that you can see the minute, like the second, that he reads on the paper that this guy was Waffen SS.
I didn't point that out to you because I've never seen this.
Oh, you haven't seen this? Okay.
No.
Someone pointed out to me. But watch this.
I'm familiar with the story.
He stumbles over his words a little bit because you can see him reading it, then he doesn't read it aloud.
We have here in the chamber today Ukrainian Canadian world veteran from the Second World War who fought the Ukrainian independence against the Russians.
You fought the Ukrainian independence?
There, look. There it was. Yeah, I know he's still an MP, but yeah, he stepped down as speaker. Watch this again as he reads what he did in his fight against the Russians, who he was aligned with.
In the chat?
I think we do.
Okay, so explain to me.
Yeah, Slosher.
Yeah, okay, so can you guys explain to me, was this the speaker's idea? that the speaker had to step down. That's the bit that I don't get.
No, I think I don't know whose idea it was, but now of course the fire is coming on Zelensky, or not on well, someone on Zelensky, but also on Trudy. So, Dr. Functional and Furious Dan. We have got several Canadians in the chat.
Yeah, because like I don't understand. Okay, this is not meant to be too disparaging to the Canadian Parliament, but how fucking retarded is your Parliament that you would do this? Like I don't understand.
Trudeau is the PM.
But
does that give you an idea?
Yeah, but I don't understand how you would honor someone, because the first thing you said to me, we're gonna a Ukrainian that was a nationalist during the Second World War. My first instinct would be to go, do you know Ukrainian's history? I guarantee you there's a pretty good chance if he was fighting against the Soviets, he chose the fascist side. He didn't fucking choose anything else. It was
he also
they were in the
speaks
middle
for the
ground.
PM Dr. Functional, so that would include that he's also speaking for Trudeau.
Okay.
I mean, that would make sense to me.
But Ukraine...
I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with the the Canadian Parliament.
Yes, but
I'm actually more familiar with the Ukrainian Parliament at this point.
Where Ukraine sits in between territory, it was always going to be other part Germany, because Germany was expanding eastward at the time. And then it's going to be the Russian influence. So Ukraine, as far as I'm aware, has not had this mythical Western perception of sovereignty for fucking centuries. Yeah. So the idea that it's going to be sovereign, the way that fucking Adam and Sitch whine about, like, oh yes, they will have sovereignty, like, bitch, no, they won't. They never have, not for fucking centuries. So the idea that they're going to be this sovereign nation is so far removed from reality. It's not even funny.
Ukraine has been a sovereign nation, but it's been a long time.
Yes, but it's sovereign in the way that...
Well, and sovereign in terms of what parts of Ukraine?
Yes, it's sovereign in the way that Germany is sovereign from the American influence, which is its complete
No, but there have been Ukrainian kingdoms. The thing is that what is Ukraine today is made up of actually a whole bunch of different... Right, of a whole bunch of different... The idea of...
Fractions.
The Ukrainian... SFSR, I think that's right. The... They're the Ukrainian state under the USSR. Sorry if I got my acronym wrong. Was made up of a bunch of different areas that were not considered ethnically or historically Ukrainian. Why does Spoon mention Adam and Sitch? Because he disagrees with Adam and Sitch on everything involving Ukraine, I think.
Because they're fucking nuts.
All right. Well, I like Adam and Sitch. I disagree with them on some stuff involving Ukraine, obviously, which we've discussed. And we're going to watch some stuff in a little bit here.
Oh, and also because they're the most obsessed with this weird idea of sovereignty than any content creators that I am aware of. To the point where, like, it's laughably absurd.
Anywho, so rewatch this, though. This is where you can... at least to me, it seems that while he's reading off this guy's historical achievements, that he reads that Waffen-SS bit, and you can hear him kind of stutter. I could be wrong, but...
Against the Russians, and continues to support.
Did you see that one more time?
The Ukrainian independence against the Russians, and
his face. I'm sorry.
Continues to support the troops today, even at his age of 98.
I mean, that's a prolonged applause. Woos and everything.
By the way, they need to reword that, because they said who fought Ukrainian independence. It's fought for Ukrainian independence. Because when you say fought Ukrainian independence, it means you want to be occupied by something else.
I think he got a little stunlocked because I
who do
think
you think
it
they
must
want
have
to be
said something
occupied
about.
by?
I think it must have said something there about what he served in as the Waffen-SFs, which I believe they also people have said it's been cleared up here, and I've got it somewhere else, I think, but it was the
line. The line I think was fought against Russians.
Yeah, fought against the Russians, which, well, once you realize, like, okay, if you're in the Second World War and you're fighting against Russia in Eastern Europe, who are you fighting for? You know, I'm just saying. I think, what was he again? I think he was. Let me see if I remember this. Did I get it right?
People are bringing up the time that Sargon was debating them on Russia and Ukraine. That was
This
funny
was
because
it,
Sargon
the
defended me and it made me
14th
laugh.
This was his division. 14th. Yeah, you were right, Bill. I actually remembered it though too. So it was the 14th Waffen Grenadier Division of the SS First Galatian.
I'm not gonna lie, I do like their crest.
Yeah, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Got crowns on it.
Yeah.
Should we go by and see if there's some
That's not
segment
good
here
for
on
us.
war crimes? Because I don't know.
If there
Or
was,
maybe
they might
that's
have been
been
scrubbed
cleaned
by
up.
now. Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
saying it's probably been cleaned up. I wouldn't even be surprised if it's been cleaned up. Because I'm not seeing anything negative. Oh, here we go. Atrocities. While the Waffen SS as a whole was declared to be a criminal organization at the Nuremberg trials, the Galatian division has not specifically been found guilty of any war crimes by any war tribunal or commission. I do remember reading that. Numerous accusations of impropriety were levied at the division and particular members from a variety of sources. It's difficult to determine the extent of war criminality amongst members of the division. If prior service in Nazi police units is a measure of criminality, only a small number were recruited from established police departments. That is true in terms of a lot of Ukrainians joined the Nazis just because they were fighting against the Russians. So that part is accurate. If prior service, okay, sorry about that. Among these who had transferred from police detachments, some had been members of a coastal defense unit and had been stationed in France, while others came from 2 police battalions and had been formed in the spring of 1943. Whoopsie. Where was it?
How do you clean up the SS? The same way they clean up the...
Yeah,
anyway.
too late to have participated in the murder of Ukraine's Jews. According to Howard Margolian, there is no evidence that these units participated in anti-partisan operations or reprisals prior to their inclusion in the division. I really do want to know if there have been major edits made to this in the last day.
Probably, or in the last week or so.
Yeah.
You know what
Let's
I find
see.
really funny? Well, not in funny in a ha-ha way, more in a funny like, oh, it makes me think. When Germany invaded Poland and Russia and the West essentially declared war against Germany. Why did they declare war against Germany?
I'm sorry, I'm trying to read through this revisions notes. Say again, please.
Why did the West declare war against Germany?
In terms of the United States or in terms of like UK?
Britain and France.
Because they were invading Poland?
Yes, and then what happened to Poland after the Second World War?
When it became part of the USSR?
Ah, isn't that kind of curious, isn't it?
We
want to protect.
Like when
we
you
want
ask me
to
questions
protect
that are
the
so
interest.
broad, I'm like, okay.
Yes, but isn't it funny? Like, yes, we want to protect the integrity of Poland as soon as the fucking war is over. Oh, by the way, you're part of the freaking communist occupation right now. You went from one authoritarian to the fucking next, and we don't really talk about why that is. Like,
Trying to see I don't really understand a lot of how. So but all the recent revisions have been about Canada.
Oh, and
obviously.
and also what's funny is that people think the Nazis were so horrible against the Jews. How do you think the Soviets were to the Jews?
I mean, they both slaughtered them.
Exactly,
and did
but
pogroms.
again, we don't talk about that. Like,
well, because one side,
because communism is
also
romance,
socialist, right? But
Yes.
they were both socialists. But I mean,
Yes.
so seems like
because
these people
expanding
might not
for
have
the
been like
greater
the worst.
Germany is a horrible evil, but expanding for communism is totally fine.
Right.
Which doesn't exactly make a lot of sense. Yes, the Nazis were expansionists. Yes, because the Soviets definitely fucking weren't. It's like, dude, can you please just stop with this crap and tell me that they are not as equally reprehensible?
I mean, it's just like
the Soviets.
Here's what matters, right?
Like everything you hate about Nazi Germany, the fucking Soviets did as well. It's like,
and here's the thing too, that's ridiculous about this thing, right? Is everyone's just saying like, oh, but this unit wasn't so bad. Yeah, he was part of the Waffen SS, but whatever. Okay, this is coming from the same people who call everyone who slightly disagrees with them Nazis. Yes. You found a fucking Nazi and gave him a standing ovation.
Yes. It's so comically incompetent that you almost think there must be something wrong with it.
Right. So that's why it's stupid. And that's why it's so hypocritical. Right? Yeah, they both invaded Poland. But that's why it's so hypocritical. It's coming from the same left-wing people who will call you and me Nazis. And then it's like, and we're like, we're monarchists. And they don't understand the difference. You know, because everything that they disagree with, everything that they dislike, Nazi, 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 Nazi. Well,
they literally can't
Canada's
conceptualize the
entire
world prior
parliament
to the
stood up and gave
reign.
Stood up and gave what was it, a 30-second long
Standing
standing ovation for an actual Nazi. it's just the hypocrisy of it that is so incredibly frustrating and annoying.
Was he
You
the
have to
Canadian
understand.
trucker?
Right. Because you have to understand. Here's what really makes
good
this.
shit.
What the point of noticing things like this is. Yeah, the Canadian
Noticing.
truckers are on trial, being called allies of Nazis and stuff. What makes this repugnant to me is that, but what it also, why it's illuminating, why we always have to point it out, is because this shows you when the left reacts to this stuff and excuses it. Now, they've had some people step down, but Trudeau's not going to step down. Of course, Trudeau's not going to probably apologize for this. And that it's all about framing, and there is no truth to them but power. They put this guy up because, why? He fought against Russia, so that makes him a good guy. It's always whatever the current enemy is. That's all that they see.
That's like so embarrassingly stupid. It's like, I can't even understand.
Nothing else matters.
I can't even, okay, Metallica. I can't.
Right.
This is, I don't even know what to make of this. Because when I hear this level of incompetence, my brain goes, you can't possibly be this dumb. There must be some other reason why you're acting this stupid. That is in some way rational, aside from you wish to stay in power, or you need some scapegoat. Like if you're at the point where you need to blame Russia and you do this, it's like, dude, you need to find a new scapegoat. Because this is embarrassingly fucking cringe.
Proud in the chat. Oh no, someone clap for 90-year-old man. It's about pointing out, like I said, the hypocrisy. Justin Trudeau called the Canadian truckers fascist adjacent.
And then
but you've got a guy who actually fought for the Nazis, and they give him a standing ovation. That's why we're pointing it out, and that's why we're making fun of it, because it's absurdist. It is deranged. Hey, let's finish this. Yeah.
And I was going to say he's in the gallery, but I think you beat me to that. But I'm very proud to say that he is from North Bay and from my riding of Nipissing-Temiskaming. He's a Ukrainian hero, a Canadian hero, and we thank him for all his service.
That's why people are saying this is hypocritical. Because these same people would call you or me or the Canadian truckers or anybody who disagrees with them a Nazi and demand that our rights and freedoms be stripped from us because we have bad think opinions. It doesn't matter if we hold fascist thoughts or not, or we hold fascist identities. Again, Spoon and I are monarchists. Doesn't get along well with fascism, despite being a centralized government system in some forms. But it's very dissimilar from it's centralized, but very dissimilar from fascism or communism.
Well, yes, it's kind of stupid to say, hey, look, there's one ruler, therefore it's like everything else.
Right.
Before.
Therefore, it's like just because it's
so stupid.
Autocracies, not all autocracies are the same, right? No, you can have bad monarchies.
Hitler is exactly the same as Mr. House.
Right. Sure,
which is not true at all. So, okay.
So he said to apologize.
Wait, go back to that photo. Why does his neck look so freaking weird?
Yeah, he's got a turtleneck, much like Mitch.
No, it's like it's been like his neck is.
It does look kind of weird, like Photoshop.
2 inches, yeah. It looks like it's 2 inches to the left.
Like it's got a really long neck, I guess.
Yeah, he's gonna get beaten one of these days.
Yep.
Probably long enough. That's probably because he's been hanged by now.
Oof. Well, yeah, he has stepped down as speaker though. I mean, whatever. I guess his name's Hunka, not Hunk. Why did the other article say Hunk? Whatever.
Hunka?
Hunka. He did pronounce it Hunka in his speech, too. I don't know which one's correct.
Oh, that's the guy's name.
Yeah. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said the episode was clearly unacceptable, adding that it was deeply embarrassing to the Parliament of Canada and by extension all Canadians. Yeah, but who gave the go-ahead on this? Decision to allow about 600 members of the division to live in Canada after the Second World War has long been a source of controversy. And Canada was the subject of the Government Commission of Inquiry in the 1980s as to whether Canada had become a haven of war criminals. Members of the division were accused of killing Polish and Jewish civilians. The Nuremberg tribunals found the Waffen-SS guilty as an organization of war crimes, but not the Galicia division. At the weekend, Rhoda issued a statement apologizing for what occurred. In my remarks following the address of the President of Ukraine, I recognized an individual in the gallery. I've subsequently become aware of more information which causes me to regret my decision to do so, he said. He added that his fellow parliament members and the Ukraine delegation were not aware of his plans to recognize Honka. Rhoda said that Honka was from his district. I particularly want to extend my deepest apologies to the Jewish communities in Canada and around the world. I accept full responsibility for my action. So again, it's just like none of it's Trudeau or Zelensky's fault at all, even though they stood there and clapped too. I mean, it's just like, I don't know if they had anything to do with it either, or if they did know. I don't know either. But this was just this is an international embarrassment, right?
It's like so freaking stupid. I don't understand. Like, how did you not think when you did this, everyone would immediately go and research the division within 30 seconds and go,
well,
wow,
I guess they just
it'll go viral. Like, dude,
they don't care. They just don't care. None of them have any. They don't actually care. They have no integrity whatsoever.
Even
it's
for war
just
criminals,
about,
it would explain Canada's modern leadership.
And again, these are the same people that will call everyone who disagrees with them a Nazi. It's just so incredibly.
I don't mind being called a Nazi, to be honest, because at this point in time, Nazi just means you think.
Right. Well,
yeah.
That's what.
If you don't get called, if you don't get called a Nazi, a fascist, or a homophobe, or a transphobe, that you're not doing something right.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's up, Lemon Guide?
Oh yeah, hey. But yeah, it's just, this is, Trudeau's not going to take the L on this one. Zelensky's not going to take the L on this one.
He's been taking nothing but L's this entire fucking time, so I don't think
No, but they're going to hand this off to the speaker, as they clearly have, and said, no, it's his fault.
I mean, he's the one who spoke shite, but, you know.
I guess, but it's still ridiculous. And one thing I have noticed is that all of a sudden now people are, remember the things that we were talking about now, nearly 2 years ago, about like the Azov Battalion and all of these groups in Ukraine that do have they have a legacy in terms of their establishment of siding with fascist sentiments, right?
Yes.
For a long time, way after World War II.
Curiosity.
I mean, have I played you some of the speeches? They're in my video about people like
No. The fascist leaning things. Like if somebody said right now on the left, you have fascist leaning or fascist adjacent leanings, I wouldn't even know what the hell that means. I would ask him like, what does that mean?
In terms of the original meaning of a collaboration between the state and business.
Oh, that. Oh, you mean like the literal fascist meaning?
For the purpose
of by that logic, the left is mostly fascist these days.
Nationalism and upholding your nation above others.
It's basically a mix
the hardcore
of...
Azovs are all dead.
It's basically fascism corporate model, but communism cultural model.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anywho, I just find it frustrating. But I think it has raised people's awareness of things like Azov. And which I'll get to some more stuff about that in a minute. So, Rick for 2 says, Perfect Strangers should have been the opening. Oh, yeah. Binary Clips for 5 says, do these people not know how to separate timelines?
No,
I don't think so. Oh, the ADL said they're cool? Yeah, all right. ADL's very
The ADL said they're cool?
That's
a pretty... That's not a badge of honor to have.
The original Azov, Mr. Rich Low Pitch. There's of course younger people who have come up in it, like why can't I give his name? Oh, you know the one guy that hang on, let me get my document out.
Which?
The Nazi guy that they were considering for PM.
Bandera.
That's not it.
You sure? It's something with a B.
You're talking about Stefan Bandera is the guy they look up to. That's not who I'm talking about, though.
Oh, what are you talking about?
I'm talking about not yachts, not it's.
Who are we talking about?
I'm trying to describe it, but I
you mean his bigger position?
The phone call bitch. What's her name?
Oh, Victoria Nuland.
Nuland. And she had the call with.
One of the interior ministers, I want to say.
Who is the one I'm thinking? No. The guy who was like. Who's found behind a lot of this stuff? Not Yanukovych, no. Not Yulia Tymoshenko, not Yats. Ola Tiahanibuk.
Oh yeah, the actual...
I couldn't even find it. My brain found it faster than I could search it. Anyhow, Ola Tiahanibuk, yeah. Who even the Americans were thinking about propping up as far back as 2013, right? So who's out and out, Ukrainian Nazi sympathizer, but whatever. No, just ignore that. Because of her £5 says, speaking of Ukraine, no one talks about the Leon's Cossacks from World War II. Wonder why that is. Maybe because it makes allies look bad. There's all kinds of things you're not allowed to talk about.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hiza.
Like certain figures.
Yeah. Richard Casaletta for 2 says, this would be like the Democrats elected a KKK member, I think you mean. Well, they've done that before plenty of times.
Yeah.
Slosher for 10 Canadian says, I'm half Ukrainian. My grandparents got out just before the Holodomor. Yeah, which is lucky. Commissars beat, robbed, burnt homes, and sent to gulags. Also, the commissars were normally of a certain region. Not sure which region, but I could probably take a guess. DRT's King for 10 says, I rewatched Enterprise less than a year ago, and seasons 3 and 4 are really good, with season 2 being markedly better than TNG seasons 1 and 2. Season 1 is good, but the weakest season. Deep Space Nine in the original series and most of the animated series is peak track. I do agree. DS9 and TOS. And I love Voyager, but it's like a guilty pleasure. Horwitz Feinberg Horwitz for 20 says, so Kanakistan skips over the Neo NOTC and then goes straight for the old school NOTC. Can the U.S. finally get a new pair of balls in conquering this ruptured appendix of a nation? Please, man. Probably not. The U.S. isn't much better off. I think he means Canada, but...
Oh. I mean, right now, if I could pick a nation, who would I like to be conquered by?
If you have to be conquered by someone? I don't
Honestly,
know.
If you were to... This is going to sound kind of sketch as fuck right now. But,
you can say Russia?
No, worse.
Okay. Oh, God. What?
What's the other one you shouldn't get conquered by?
Saudi Arabia?
No, that's kind of based in a monarchy.
Mm-hmm.
Germany.
Ew.
What?
Why would you want to be conquered by Merkel?
Not now. I mean, if Germany won't do shit now. They're occupied by the United States, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I'm saying if I could pick someone who to be conquered by now, if I could sort of redo them, I would say Germany. Give
Under
me
the Kaiser?
Yes, obviously. Give me a Kaiser, and then the United States can fuck off. Like, America thinks they could never be invaded. Dude, like, if Europe were to try and gel together, Europe would fucking kick the shit out of the United States.
Probably.
Or just cripple you.
Here's some other happenings related to Ukraine. We're just going to watch the video. This person, you may have seen them around, Sarah Ashton-Cirillo, because they're just describing what happens in the video. So this is Sarah Ashton-Cirillo. They believe this is a transgender woman, of course, who is serving
has a massive
as the
fucking nose.
American face of Ukraine resistance. And
why does it look like it's got like cotton balls in its mouth like fucking Marlon Brando in The Grandfather?
But
The Godfather. Not fucking Grandfather, what am I saying?
Well, okay. In this call, Sarah believes she is speaking to Petro Poroshenko, the president of Ukraine from before Zelensky.
Did he get trolled?
Yes. This is not real, but believes they're talking to Petro Poroshenko. I'll speed up just a little bit. But some of the shit this guy says, I'm sorry, I'm just gonna be honest, is so just telling. Listen to this.
With my unit currently, I'm still part of them, is very bad in Bakhmut. And I think they're going to be disbanded soon. We're down to only 14 people in the company. And so while the entire battalion and brigade were friendly, I can't speak to what the new command structure will be like after the situation takes place when they either get moved or they have to bring new people in.
And so what do you feel about Russians orcs now? So I think that it is
so happy to hear the Russians get called orcs. This person loves dehumanizing Russians. We'll see more of it.
Mongoloidans.
And by the way, like, dehumanization is a normal part of war. So, like, I'm not going to harp on it, whatever. But this person's not a Ukrainian. They're American.
I just realized who they look like, and now I can't unsee it.
Who?
Looks like H.A. Goodman.
Oh, God, a little bit.
No offense, H.A. I like H.A. though.
Yeah. Pull up a picture. Oh, a little bit, though.
Yeah. Which is unfortunate because H.A.'s cool.
Yeah, he is. Just a little bit in the facial structure. Oof.
Sir, you have a European party, and the reality is Russians are not European. Russians, as Mr. Danilov was clear to say, Russians have a different culture. Russians are Asian.
Wow. So now I mean.
So now
Russians,
we're racist against the
we're
Russians.
Racist. It's okay to dehumanize Russians because they're not Europeans, they're Asians. I know. You see why I wanted to show this to you. It's okay for us to discriminate against Russians and dehumanize them because they're not Europeans, they're Asiatics.
And
interesting.
Ultimately, they do come from the Mongols. They do come from a grouping, Mr. President, Mr. Deputy, of
hold on a second.
people who are wanting to be.
So after this whole fascist debacle, now you're going with racially aggravated assault against the Russians.
Yep.
Dude, what the like how? No, like please, please.
And got trolled.
I don't want to live on this planet anymore. This is
Can you also hear like how
insanely
giddy,
stupid.
How giddy this person is to be talking about who they think is Poroshenko?
I can't fucking take this seriously.
Mr. President, Mr. Deputy, like so, like simping so hard. What
the Russians are Mongols, and therefore we can
Russians are Mongols, so it's okay to
they're not Europeans.
To murder them because they're not human. I don't think is this person's contention.
Out of curiosity, if you want to preserve European life, why the hell are you throwing them towards?
Because they're not
Mongols?
European, according to
Ukrainians.
Sarah, though.
Because you're turning Ukrainians into cannon fodder for the Russian Mongoloids. Just so fucking retarded.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy.
And so,
how do I not mock this? I'm not going to take this seriously. This is dumb as hell.
Yeah, but this person is crazy.
And the Western world understood that Europe ends at Ukraine. We are protecting European values and Western values the same way those.
Isn't this crazy to hear from like a far leftist?
So you're telling me
Europe ends at Ukraine, and we're protecting European values.
So you're telling me the Cold War was the United States whites against the Asians of Russia?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna leave
and
now.
China.
No, I'm just no.
Yep.
Those did hundreds and hundreds and thousands of years ago when the Mongols were coming in. While I don't know every Russian, I will say that what's happening in the Kremlin and what's happening to every Russian that supports Vladimir Putin's decisions are not human. These people are not human. They are enemies of humanity, in fact.
Yep. This person has been serving as the American face in Ukraine from the Ukrainian government for months.
His voice is fucked.
Well, honey, take some voice lessons.
Now we have some difficulties. So what is your opinion about counter?
But just straight up, Russians aren't human.
Now,
for well over a year, we've been asking our Western partners since the days of your presidency, sir, to make certain that they understood the threat of these non-humans, and they didn't want to understand it. They don't understand that we can only win by winning, and so they're being taught.
Shit, we can only win by winning.
Yeah, that is true. You got something right.
This is what is it? This is like a war correspondent?
Their exact job, I believe, it says up here.
Diversity hire?
Kiev's infamous spokesperson, Sarah Ashton-Cirillo, was fired, then rehired. Now Cirillo is likely to be fired once again. I think they have been fired. After being fooled by Russian pranksters posing as a former Ukrainian President Petro Poroshenko. And then it just describes it. But yeah, they've been... well, we're going to talk... Actually, you know what? I forgot. There's one... This one actually came earlier. Because they were originally suspended by their...
Christ.
So before they posted this, I'm sorry, I forgot. I got my order wrong. Before they posted that, they did this speech. And they were fired temporarily or suspended for this speech. So, sorry, let's go back to this one. This one's shorter. Look at the smile and that wig. Girl.
Guy.
Get a better wig. No, I'm using girl in the gay way, you know?
The truth that their obsessive focus on a Ukrainian volunteer is simply allowing the light of the Ukrainian nation's honesty to shine brightly. Next week, the teeth of the Russian devils will gnash ever harder, and their rabid mouths will foam in uncontrollable frenzy as the world will see a favorite Kremlin propaganda.
You do realize this person has an erection reading this?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
If they stood up, they'll flip the desk.
100%. They're bloodthirsty beyond how excited they. But this person, I mean, I think they have had pictures of them, on the lines. They got their hand hurt at one point from a mortar shell, I think. But this person is bloodthirsty, an American who traveled to Ukraine because they wanted to kill Russians. It does look like an SNL skit, by the way.
Propagandists pay for their crimes. And this puppet of Putin is only the first. Russia's war criminal propagandists will all be hunted down, and justice will be served.
No, they won't.
No.
As we in Ukraine are led on this mission by faith in God, liberty, and complete liberation.
Do you think this person believes in God?
No.
I don't think so either. Unless the God is themselves, because they're agnostic. But
I think truth and justice would be you get the pipeline repaired and Europe gets cheap gas again. That would be my thing. And whoever was responsible for blowing up the pipeline, America, they get held accountable by having their infrastructure blown up.
Yeah.
By Russians. And then for once, you can actually complain that the Russians did something, after justified retaliation because you fucking made all of our bloody energy extremely expensive in Europe.
Yeah.
Thanks for that, America, you bunch of cunts.
But, you were right. That he really did sound like he had a stiffy while reading that.
Of course. It's more like a
and
slight
it did look like an SNL skit.
Estrogen has been
Right?
taken. It's probably
makes it
damaged
difficult,
a little bit, yeah.
Let's get back to this.
Cautious based on what they know. The Kyiv Independent, sir, stated that there was allegations that 100,000 Russians were gathering in Kupiansk and Liman directions. And to me, this showed a very big problem. If our own media calls it allegations, even though two of our generals, who are not political people, said this was the case.
Okay.
All of your
Imagine what
generals
we
are
must be fighting
political.
in the
Get the
Western-
fuck out of here, please. Stop with this
Also,
shit.
again, understand. So this person was was suspended for that previous speech, and then did this call from someone just claiming to be Poroshenko, and said all this crap after being put on suspension.
Media. I have a video coming out very soon where Crimea announced that they had 30% less visitors for poisonous jellyfish. And yet the Daily Telegraph ran a story that people were still visiting Crimea. So we're having struggles on the information warfare front. And then we have the morale issue, sir, where I'm at the hospital right now, and I'm seeing soldiers who are talking to me very frustrated because they didn't feel like they were being heard in certain areas. And so we are dealing with the reality that until we win the information war, our Western partners won't feel the pressure. But we must win the...
So to lie to get the information war, to get more money. Now,
information warfare is just political. It's just war propaganda.
But I'll tell you right now, if you don't know, the U.S. government is on the verge of potentially needing to shut down because they can't come to agreements.
Based as fuck.
However, there is a proposal right now, which I'll get to later, which would be that even if the government shuts down, the payments to Ukraine will continue. Of course. Because there's no collaboration there between the Biden crime family and Ukraine.
You do realize if you go down this road, there's going to be a bunch of people going, hey, Russia, if you want to, damage our capital, we're not going to be exactly against that. There's going to be a point where they're going to go, do your worst. I remember when, in 2016, when they were doing the election on the Sargon stream, I can't remember who it was. Who was on the stream? It wasn't Louis. There was somebody else. I can't remember now. Also, someone that's a little on the far right leaning, who said,
I don't know.
Who said that?
Did you see Sargon on Temple, by the way?
If Putin is listening, please nuke Florida.
Did you see Sargon on Temple? It was really good.
What are you talking about?
I don't remember all the topics.
Is it the Roman Empire by any chance?
we could talk about the Roman Empire.
I saw that. I saw Tim made a video about that. And
I saw that as well.
The conclusion they got is that women vote with feelings and men vote policy, and women shouldn't vote. I'm like, I didn't. Welcome, Beanie Boy, to our side.
I didn't have anything brought up for that, but I guess just talk about that real quick. There were a lot of videos coming out, and the one that I saw in particular was this woman, and she was talking to her husband, and he looks kind of like a good old boy, which like a Southern guy. He's sitting on his porch.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, and she starts just asking him questions about his interest in the Roman Empire, and he knows so much about it, and she's laughing at him because to her it's ridiculous. She's has no idea that her husband has any interests, and she can't fathom that her husband's interest is something as intelligent as history or as intellectual as history, right? It's bizarre. It's just women like not being able to, and I don't think it's all women, but some women just not being able to understand men's interest in military history whatsoever. Or anything, maybe.
Yeah.
Besides stews. Oh my god.
And in the newsrooms in New York and London and elsewhere.
Very funny, because the more I try to see women trying to equalize with men, the more it becomes glaringly fucking obvious that they're not up to par. That's just objectively true. You're not as good as men. You will never be as good as men. And you are not in our league. You are not supposed to be our equal.
What? No, we're complementary.
Yes. But the men must always rule.
There was a good post, I think, that I saw Trad West made today on YouTube, and it was, men build the homes, women make the homes.
Yes.
I think that's
Queen
fine.
Victoria said with that, like, yes, is that the public sphere is masculine. The domestic sphere is feminine. Yes.
Yes. And this
I
is
don't know
fine.
why that's, like, if you look at the suffragettes, what they said is why they don't want the right to vote is because they said, this is an arena where we don't belong. This is what men are for. We don't want to be part of this labor division. This is nuts.
And women don't want to be when you actually ask them. Like when you actually break it down, like all those TikToks of all those women being like, wait a minute, why can't I just be at home with children?
Yes.
Why can't I
just
do that?
exist to be pretty? Like, yeah, that's literally what you're supposed to be for. Up until a bunch of fucking stupid feminists told you that you need to be more than this.
Well, I mean, I think you can. There have been women throughout history who have been
I like the quote that you gave me about that.
Which was? The Natasha Leggero bit? Probably can't play that here. Let me see if I can get away with playing a little bit of it. If we go down, we go down.
No, okay, here's your quote. Your quote was, women are fully as agentic, intelligent, and logical as men, but at the same time, they're so stupid they wouldn't know that voting was important until other women told them it was.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that is like such an incredibly base quote. I'm like, God damn, that was a good quote. It's so true, though. I'm like, damn, Aiden is
pretty good.
It's
You're
pretty
welcome.
base.
Yeah, that's all right.
Oh, God, yeah, that was really good.
There's a good bit from Natasha Leggero, who plays a character. She's a comedian, of course. But she has a bit where, I think it's on the album Coke Money, where she says something like, why did women fight for equality? We used to just be able to just go faint on a couch one day. She's being a comedian, so she's exaggerating things. This album's from like 10 years ago. I remember thinking that was really funny. I'm pretty sure I can't play it anyway because it's a comedy album, so it's hyper copyrighted. But yeah, I mean, I see so many women now being like, wait a minute, why? Why did women give up the promise of, and of course it didn't work out for everybody all the time, obviously. There were horrible examples of women being abused. And of men being abused.
Yes.
It's never going to stop throughout all of human, like it's never going to stop.
Yeah, that's not a marriage problem. That's an individual people problem.
Yes.
Yes, like if it was overwhelmingly marriage was causing problems, then you can say, okay, here is the freaking problem. But when you have one or two people being abusive, then it's not the fucking marriage, then it's the fucking institution. Or it's the people rather, not the institution. Like, that to me is just
Well, the
just
problem is the
weird.
institution changed. The institution changed from a religious institution to a government contract.
Yeah, that's where the fucking government ruins everything, even marriage.
Yeah.
But
no, Jake the Just, it wasn't. You're thinking about not Natasha. It's Natasha Leggero I was talking about, not Christina Pajitsky.
But the thing is,
I did not like Christina Pajitsky's pregnant special, or the special she did when she was pregnant. I did not think it was funny. Too much my vagina talk. I don't care for it.
Yeah, men don't even talk about their genitals, for God's sakes.
Oh, and men don't talk. Male comedians, for all of the claims that male comedy is all about fucking bitches.
You rarely see that in comedy.
I have, with the exception of really bad comics, the breakdown of women talking about their genitals and sex life over men is so loaded in female comedians' favors, and it's why I do like a few female comedians. I used to really like Ellen. Like Ellen's old comedy specials were really quite funny. I mean, I think I showed you like one of my favorite Ellen bits that makes me laugh so hard it makes me sick, which is the try this bit. Because it's one of those comedy bits that just so gets to like a reality of things. So it's like, when you go out and you're eating something with your friends and you're like, oh my God, that's terrible. It's disgusting. Here, try it. And it's like, No, you have to try it. It's so bad. See, try how bad it is, though. I mean, that's such a good bit. I really like that bit from Ellen, and she's got some fantastic bits on that album. I think the whole album is called like Try It or something like that. But anyhow, I don't know. I do like some work of a lot of several female comedians. One of Sipes. Plenty of female comedians have good bits, but
not really a fan of female comedians. Women
Joan
are not
Rivers,
funny.
but men are overwhelmingly far funnier.
Yes, because we're supposed to be. It's a courting mechanism.
Yeah, mating strategy. Yep.
Yes.
Anyway, speaking of not funny, well, I don't know, kind of funny. Let's get back to this thing.
This is why I also had the
just say
controversy,
this
but
thing?
felt I needed to do it.
Well, this video, this conversation. I didn't mean to call Sarah a thing. I meant to call this thing we were watching.
I will stand by that though because it's funnier that way.
No.
CNN called our fighters Western mercenaries.
Well, some of them are. Come on, including yourself.
For the boycott of CNN and risked my position simply because Russia would have used that as propaganda if CNN didn't change the wording. Luckily, it worked, and I received the apology on behalf of all of the foreign soldiers, and they changed their wording to foreign fighters. But every time there's a slip up by our partners, the slip ups aren't coming from you and the other leaders here in Ukraine as much as it is, almost never, as much as it is coming from our Western partners who don't understand.
It's never our fault.
Why do they get close to the freaking camera? One of these says I can see the freaking nose hairs.
Stop using the true name. I don't know what their dead name is. I only know there's even claims that they're not trans, I think, but you know.
Daniel.
We all know. Come
Dick.
on. Like, who do you think you're... Okay, so just, oh, by the way, sorry, little bit of a update here, guys. We're going on over 2 weeks now. My video on the transgender attack helicopter study being removed from YouTube via a false privacy complaint. I am in contact with the university's research ethics head and leader, and I've spoken to her several times about it. We're going to talk again soon once they've been able to conduct more of an investigation. But I was not able to get in contact. These people just filed a false privacy complaint. There's no private information in the video, so it's a false complaint. I have a new video up that's also about looking at academic fraud. But I finally, after 2 weeks of calling, 2 weeks, got one of the scholars. And here's the thing. They don't know my number. They don't know my phone number. But I could not get any of them to pick up their damn phones. I couldn't even get from... And this is not the fault of the undergraduates working at the office there. They don't even have posted office hours. So they don't even say when they're in their office. Unbelievable. I called every day of the week at different times. Not all the same people every day, but at least made it like basically a call every other day or so. Because you have to understand that universities work on Tuesday, Thursday, and Monday, Wednesday, Friday schedules. So if I call on Tuesday, I'm not going to call again on Thursday. But anyway. I couldn't get in contact with any of them for over a week. I finally got in contact with the one person who I didn't say anything rude about and who I in fact said I thought probably had done nothing wrong because he was last author and he seemed to have published real studies. Dr. Devlin B. Montfort. I finally got him to pick up the phone and I said, "Oh, hi, Dr. Montfort. I've been really trying to get in contact with you about the study that you and your co-authors wrote about the attack helicopters thing." And I said, I made a video about it. And he said, "Oh, I don't want to talk to you," and hung up the phone. Academic integrity for you.
Academics have integrity since when?
I didn't even know how to feel about I've like woken up and felt like, because there's some part of me that still has this really, really deep imposter syndrome about my place in academia and stuff. Like,
yes,
you know
I've
what imposter
that.
syndrome is. I feel like I'll never be good enough. I've never been good enough to be an academic. I've never been good enough for any of it. And so when I hear like a tenured professor tell me I don't want to talk to you, there's like it woke me up, and I was like, at first I just laughed because I was like, what the hell? And then the next morning I woke up at like 6 a.m. and I like with those words in my head, and I was like, oh fuck, did I like disrespect him in some way? I didn't say anything bad about him. I disrespected some of the right. I definitely disrespected Dr. Quilly Driscoll. I didn't disrespect Dr. Bothwell. She won't pick up actually. Oh, and here's the fascinating thing, guys. I first found that the graduate student in like the first week after my video went live, the graduate student who worked on this, the transgender one, Finn Johnson, which was why I got onto that. Cause like, come on, what a name. Are you serious?
Mm-hmm.
Female to male. Their page had been removed from Furious Dan, I'm trying to wait. The video is live on Odyssey right now. It's never gone down on Odyssey. But I have to either, I don't know, I could re-upload it. Here's the thing, after a month, if they don't file a response to my response to their complaint, the video will come back up. It's just that they cut the legs off it, right? By filing that complaint. It means that nobody could see it for a long time. So first I noticed that Finn Johnson's faculty profile page was removed. And now I've noticed that Michelle Bothwell's page has been removed. I think it was Michelle Bothwell's, wasn't it? Another one of the scholars has had their page removed from the faculty website. So I don't know what's happening, but Oregon State University appears to be engaged in an actual cover-up to the point where even if what I might have to do is edit the video with a new preamble and explain the whole situation and then be like, also really weird that they're now removing faculty profile pages. I'm sorry, something's weird when you are removing faculty profile pages. It looks like a cover up to me. Now you can't cover it up because I made archives of all the I made archives of everything when I did this work. You're trying to hide it. Why? Crazy. Anyway, back to this.
That Russia's main success in this invasion was on the information front, but their propaganda efforts are the best in the world. Their propaganda, they should not be able to hide behind just because they're given a television show. What
television show does Russia have that's aired in the West?
Russia Today.
The U.S. and Europe have been shutting down Russian news websites for 2 years. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I can't access Russia Today unless I use a VPN, which I obviously do.
Yeah, but unless you use a VPN, you can't get onto Russian news websites from the West. Finn Johnson sounds like a fictional name. I know. You named again, you're a female to male. Allegedly, you're supposed to be, I think they call themselves non-binary transgender, or genderqueer or something like that.
This is what happens when people don't have hobbies. They do this kind of weird shit.
But they're a biological female and they have a beard. So they're taking testosterone. And I'm sorry, but if you're, how am I not going to point it out? That of all the names you can pick, because you get to pick your name if you're transgender, you get to pick your new name, and the old one's your dead name, and you pick Finn Johnson, aka Skinny Penis.
What?
I mean, thin. It sounds like Finn. Sounds like Thin Johnson, aka Skinny Penis, Noodle Dick. You know what I mean?
If I didn't, I do now.
How did you not get that joke? They said it was a privacy complaint. I think they were just mad that I made fun of them a little bit. And I did. I roasted you a little bit because your data were wrong. You calculated basic maths incorrectly. You couldn't do a basic mathematical calculation. So yeah, I made fun of you.
Stop them from being war criminals. Then how can we attack Russian fascists with all of our weapons? And our weapons include DRGs.
What?
Our weapons
Russian fascists? What? What the fuck are you talking about? Since when are Russia fascists? What the fuck? When did this happen?
I don't know. That's why I went,
Did they just say Russian fascists?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
How? Where?
It's on Odyssey.
How?
I don't have my Rumble totally set up yet, guys, but there is the video. I'll pin it here if you want to watch it on Odyssey.
I'm confused. The Russian fascists? What the fucking hell are you smoking?
Propaganda.
No, but where is the fucking evidence for that even? That's just weird.
Yeah. I guess so. It's just because it's a buzzword, that's all.
Not free speech. Solyvov and Skabeva and all of them are committing crimes against humanity.
So
we saw what the truth was with Dugan's daughter. They put out a book on the 1-year anniversary of her death. That goes to show that
wait,
who
this
she
is
was in their eyes. It wasn't some woman who was accidentally killed. This was an evil creature.
An evil creature. Dugan's daughter is what they're talking about here. Dugan's daughter being murdered was an evil creature that deserved to be killed.
I don't think you're allowed to look like that and call somebody else an evil creature. That's a bit.
I mean, come on! It's just so much.
A bit much.
This person's soul is so full of hatred. It's so full of bile.
Oh, I was gonna say full of hormones, maybe.
That too, probably.
Deserved for trying to genocide innocent people.
Yeah, that is true. It doesn't mean that we don't have to target Maria Zakharova too.
Of course. She was the first person to attack me. It was April of 2022. And
Can I make a point about something that I've noticed?
Oh.
And I'm not attacking Blair White in any way, but I've noticed that a lot of transgender males or females play with their hair a whole lot in a way that regular women don't do.
It's
like I was watching
vacant.
I mean, I've noticed it with Blair before, but I was watching Blair's video the other day that she made on she actually finally responded to the whole I Am Jazz thing. And it was emotional. Like, you know, there's parts of that. That's why I also don't like the I Am Jazz stuff, because it is very emotional. But I noticed Blair like couldn't stop like putting her hair in front and then moving it back and put it in the front like every couple seconds. And I play with my hair a couple times sometimes too, but it's just so much hair touching. I don't know. I've never done that. And I don't notice other women doing that really, but you know, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what it's about. I think maybe it's a you know, there's a study. I think it was Dr. Marty.
I was waiting for this.
Marty Sturmer-Galley, who did a study on people who gender switch in online games, and they were specifically looking at World of Warcraft, and they found that the men who were playing female avatars overused what they perceived of as female behaviors, so they jump around a whole bunch and use more emojis and text than actual women do.
Huh.
And I think it's kind of a performative womanness, sort of. That's my guess.
That's kind of weird, because I've played female characters and I've never done that.
What if you're trying to embody them? It depends on your relationship with the avatar, right? Your Pax-Par typology.
Well, in my case, I like the way they look in the armor. That's basically it.
Right. But if you're someone who's embodying the avatar because you're wanting to be them, then maybe you would.
I would play a male character.
Right. But I'm saying that people who do like to do that, though. I'm just sorry. Those are just thoughts that popped into my head. I'm always thinking about social science shit. Sorry.
Because I remember when
you know what you're in for when you come here, we talk about anything.
Yeah, because remember you and I spoke.
Just think about data.
Yeah, data.
Always just what you think about statistics, hierarchical log linear regressions.
Like a girl asked me the other day, like, do you think about anything other than politics? I went, no. Because that's my job.
Yeah, you do. You think about rugby.
Yeah, but that's only like when there's rugby on.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I tend not to think about rugby, because it's as much as it is a joyous game, it also fills me with tremendous amounts of aggressive rage. And
I think Bill's pointed out that that I'm always politically turned on, which is probably true. But part of that is the social science stuff too, because one was like, "Ooh, what's happening there? Like, what's that phenomenon? Why are they doing that?" So I don't know. Just like I noticed the hair touching.
Please, I remember. I remember.
Also a body language person, so not a professional one, but all calm people have to be kind of.
I do remember when we spoke about the avatar representation in games.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I was the 5% of the weird ones.
Which is avatar is other.
Yes.
This is a totally different thing outside of me.
Yes.
And I'm helping them on their goal.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the extreme minority.
Yeah, I don't understand how. I thought that would be normal.
The most common one is avatar's tool, and then avatar is as me, which that the avatar is just a tool to accomplish it's like I'm just piloting this thing to accomplish things that I want to do in this video game. That's the most common one. Second most common, which to a nearly fairly similar degree, is avatar. It's just me. When in RPGs specifically, where you have the option to customize, then it's this is just me. That tends to be very, very common. And then there's the avatar as other, which is the third most common. It's both me and not me, which is where I fall into, also called not other, avatar symbiote. And then there's the avatar as other, which is 5 to 8% of people who just see the avatar as a completely different person, and that your body has been hijacked to help that person obtain their goals.
Yes, that's the one that I fall under.
Which I think is cool. Cladex says that he falls into the same thing as you.
Yeah, because I always just look at the character and just think, okay, if I wanted to not roleplay as myself, but how would I picture this character to be? It's it's basically character creation in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I would what do I picture a rogue to look like? I design how I think a rogue should look. It is not how I picture a rogue to be in my head in a sense that it must represent me. It's more just how would I, if I were to make a medieval character, it'd be like, how would I basically fit him to the lore?
Right.
And that's
basically,
basically,
guys, what I'm describing here is the PAX, the player avatar interaction / player avatar relationship typology, which is Dr. Jamie Banks. I believe the citation is 2014.
How the hell do you remember that?
Because she was my advisor.
Okay, never mind.
But no, I can do that for most things. You have to. When you go to take comprehensive exams for graduate and doctoral school, you have to just know everything off the top of your head. And you really should in general if you're going to be a decent scholar, because particularly with seminal things that are seminal to your particular area of study, because you shouldn't have to like Google it or whatever, look it up in your own work in the past to be able to, you should pull it up on the top of your head. You should be able to do that. You have to remember that scholars have been doing this since well before the internet, obviously. So the proper way to do that is to memorize citations. Anywho, let's get back to the stuff, because I got a couple of things I want to hit tonight. I don't know what all we're going to get to, but
anyone even knew my name outside of
I only
USA,
get to
outside
those
of
long
Nevada.
videos, by the way.
And she called me a creature who only hung around with gangsters, meaning our soldiers. And the worst part with her is she gets accepted in the same way that a State Department spokesperson would be accepted. To me, there's nobody that should be off limits, Mr. Deputy, over the course of being able to carry out our full.
How they dare that? How it could happen? I was
So nobody should be off limits. Interesting. To who you attack, I guess.
I was in a trip, but when I got that news, it was terrible. I think it is not fair. It is.
You know what's crazy about this is I've heard Petro Poroshenko talk. This guy doesn't sound anything like him. How did you get psyoped by this?
I was
you
thinking
like
the
a
same
giant
thing.
Ukraine
It doesn't even
senator?
sound like a presidential voice.
I mean, I guess I don't know if I've ever heard him speak in English, but I've heard him speak in Ukrainian plenty of times. Just buying into this. Oh my God, so dumb.
Extremely. It's extremely bad for our reputation to do that.
Yes, sir. It was political, as you very well understand politics. I made the statement that Russian propagandists will be hunted down, and I refuse to apologize for that statement. And what's not being said is that I was the expert witness in a case against a Russian agent in Kharkiv. And so
Let's talk about who that was. Who was that Russian agent in Kharkiv? It was Gonzalo Lira, Coach Red Pill.
That's who they're citing?
Yep. Because this person was a witness against Coach Red Pill.
How is Coach Red Pill a Russian propagandist?
Because he was siding with the Kremlin.
By accurately reporting on what's going on.
Well, I mean, you can question whether or not it was accurate, but he gave his opinion was that he thought that Russia was winning.
That's because they are.
Immediately. He thought that he was complaining about how the Ukrainian government was quite incredibly corrupt.
That's
I
true.
think there's some evidence of that. I think the Russian government's also corrupt, but I think almost all governments are corrupt. So I don't know.
It's basically just a scale of severity.
Basically, just like this person, stood as a witness against Coach Red Pill. And I haven't talked to Coach yet, or Coach in a long time. I mean, I used to speak to him quite regularly, but I haven't talked to him in a long time. Not since I don't think since he went to Ukraine, honestly.
He's been around.
Yeah, no, I know he's alive.
He did a
but for a while I was worried he was
stream a while
dead.
back.
And for a while I was seriously worried he was fucking dead. He was always always nice and polite, and always gave me nice things to cheer you up advice. If you're having a bad day, he just give me positive things. I have no problem with Coach.
in knocking me out of this position, it made my testimony less effective. So the process.
Maybe your testimony was
Tuesday
shit.
morning, sir, I was fired. At 10 o'clock on Tuesday.
Hey, it's 20 from
I
Alex.
was reinstated.
Oh, hey.
By.
What's up, Alex?
Oh, yeah, we've got, actually, let me get the two $20 super chats right now, and I'll hit the other ones in a minute. Hammer of Davy for 20 says, I've seen multiple people I know turn into moral monsters since the war started. I know, like this blonde goofball. That's a wig, baby. And they share combat footage of Russian dying, enjoy it, and even laugh. I have no idea how hateful my fellow man could be. Hammer, I watched that video the other day of the Russian soldier where they're dropping bombs on him and he's surrendering. And it was on Twitter, and the chat was just absolutely, or the comments were just absolutely full of people being like, no, it's good to laugh at this because you have to laugh at evil people. And it's just, when you're dropping munitions on a surrendering soldier, I'm sorry. I think it's really gross. I mean, war is hell, obviously, but
And it never
celebrating
changes.
death. I know. Alex Karras for 20 says, Aiden Pelican. Aiden Pelican, excuse me. Aiden Pelican. I see through your facial emulation. Totally ignore that I met you in Philly. Yeah. Good job exposing institutional corruption and the system.
Well, you met him in Philly?
Actually, yeah. Long time ago. Been a while, but it's been a couple years. Great job exposing institutional corruption and the system actually working to mitigate bad actors, albeit post-publication. And it's all that we can do is try to expose that stuff. I don't know if I'll find another thing I found like 2 crazy examples 2 in a row. I don't know if I'll find anything as understanding anytime soon, but hopefully my video will be back. I might put up, I think that's inevitable. I have to make a
correction,
a follow-up video to the attack helicopters one, just to explain to my whole audience, not just people who watch here, like what happened and how the university responded. And I wish I had recorded him saying, I don't want to talk to you, but it was a 10-second phone call. And I was calling from my laptop because they hadn't picked up over the course of 2 weeks.
I would like to see you do institutional corruption when it comes to climate change.
I won't touch it.
I wonder why.
No. Actually, the only reason why? It's too mathematically complicated for me. It's just too much. There's too many variables. Even when I look at the maths on it, I'm like, fuck. Whoa, what?
Because I don't think
the mathematics to calculate how much one variable contributes to climate change. The problem is that the more variables that you add in, the more and more you increase the variance accounted for, the less you're able to determine the R-squared for every single variable.
I didn't mean the modeling. I meant more the obvious corruption by the government. Because if the government says, hey, look, we're going to keep continuously funding you until you find bad news, guess what they're going to fucking find? Bad news.
But, that's, I would be looking at it from the maths position, and it's even, I am not that good at math, to be completely honest with you, and...
you should be. You speak fucking Japanese.
Yeah, Aiden looks at data and goes, nope. Yeah, look into the climate change data and analysis and understand why it's multiple log linear regression analysis that is necessary for the start of it. And you're talking about multiple log linear regressions. And like I said, the more that you add into that, the more that you're going to increase the variance accounted for. That's the R-squared, but the less and less able you are to be able to determine how much each individual contributes to the R-squared to what degree. So it becomes essentially meaningless. Yes, we've increased the amount of variance accounted for, but we have no idea what each individual variable is actually contributing to that variance accounted for.
Aiden, I'm not smart enough for this conversation.
All right, back to this. This is a stupid conversation, so let's look at this.
Oh, thanks for that.
I received the analytics report. The investigation was already done, and I was cleared. On Wednesday...
Not you and me. This person thinking they're talking to Poroshenko.
Oh, yeah.
Morning, sir.
Even I could probably guess you're not talking to Poroshenko, for God's sakes. And I haven't even heard Poroshenko speak.
An email was sent to an American politician regarding me from an official email address of the government stating that I was already cleared. And then, sir, 2 hours later, the message appears that I was suspended.
But who was the person who ordered to do that?
I was told, sir, that it came from the highest levels. That's all I was told. And General Tansora was the one who decided on the suspension and the language of the suspension.
When you're talking about high level, what is the person?
I was told that it came from New York, sir, on the trip that the government is on currently.
Yeah, because the U.S. government wants you to knock it off because you're supposed to be the face of America in Ukraine. And you're talking about this bloodthirsty shit. How Russians need to be crushed. It makes America look fairly biased in this. Just saying.
I think that much is an understatement.
Right.
So Ministry of Defense of Ukraine tried to help you, to defend you, but someone from New York decided to do that. Oh my God!
He sounds way too well spoken to be Ukrainian.
Yes, sir. I think I was told that they had to make a big deal and to shut me up in order to...
Just out of curiosity, I want to just find a clip of Petro Poroshenko speaking.
And laugh at the fact that they sound nothing alike.
Because I've heard him talk.
Joining me now is a former president of Ukraine.
If I've ever heard it, I don't think I've ever heard him speak in English.
Thank you for joining us on this day. I just wonder, first of all, your thoughts a year on from the beginning of this invasion.
First of all, this is not a year, but 9 years of the Russian war, and 1 year from
Doesn't
the
sound
full-size
anything like
They
it.
invasion.
don't sound like it all.
And I'm now in the Donbass and Donetsk region, not very far from the front line, together with our soldiers, delivering the all support, and we do maximum we can to.
Yeah, nah, nah. Does not sound even close.
Possibly get help. So that's why I understand it. I understand it's political. I'm still in the army. I'm still speaking to several high-level officers doing my other work, just not as spokesperson. But sir, I don't want to serve in, I would like to transfer to army. I don't want to serve in territorial defense forces anymore. I have a very strong record of service, and I had an idea. You're a very strong man, a very public man, and you and I had discussed your daughter. What if I was able to be transferred to your artillery unit along with your child, and I could sort of work in capacity of sergeant?
You want to let this person protect? Let's say you are Petro Poroshenko. You want this person to be defending your child?
I don't want that person to be defending a
at the front
fucking
lines,
toilet.
not in artillery, but as infantry.
I think we can change all things that already caused our army. And I have many complaints regarding current government. You know, I can't say it publicly, but I can say it in a private conversations. And you see what is going on with corruption now.
Yeah, it's terrible. Yes, sir.
It's terrible. It's also because of that officials try to earn some money from equipment that were provided by the United States, and it is really big.
Yes, sir. Anybody who is willing to look at the situation seriously understands we have significant issues. And if we don't change these issues within the next 6 months, we're going to have a 30-year war, sir. So I believe it was truly political because the Republicans are trying to use the case of Gonzalo Lira, the Russian agent that I testified against, as to try to say we don't like free speech.
Well,
you don't.
You don't
You
like
don't,
free
though.
speech, and you did arrest him for speaking his mind. Now, look, Coach, I remember when he did that, I was like, oh, you fucking idiot. You live in Ukraine. Your family lives in Ukraine during a war. You can't talk out about this. While you live there, get out first. I mean, I don't know what he thought would happen. I'm not saying he deserves it or anything like that, obviously. But clearly the Ukrainian Secret Service is going to come and arrest you. What's up with the hair? It's a wig.
I do believe that they were very angry in Washington that I was being talked about with Gonzalo Lira, that the two Americans were being discussed. And they were told, make it go away, especially because Sarah will not apologize. Because I made it clear, sir, Russian propagandists will be hunted down. I don't care if they arrest me for...
It's clearly humiliating us.
Yes, it looks like we gave in to the Russians. That's the part that was incredible.
I actually don't even know where Gonzalo is right now. I think he's okay, but... Oh.
Okay, Sarah, the bad news is about our counteroffensive, and you know what is going on the foreign stage. And I see that now we have great problems with equipment. We have great problems with soldiers now. So I can't bear it anymore. And if it will be elections, we have to change the situation extremely. Even
yes,
we
sir.
will not. We have some troubles with people, with our human.
Oh yeah, by the way, thanks for bringing that up, Mike Mysterio. I forgot about that. This person has since claimed that these are all deep fakes. Spin.
How are these deepfakes?
This is Russian propaganda, and that these videos are deep fakes.
You do realize by constantly saying everything is Russian propaganda, you make Russia's information warfare apparatus look overwhelmingly powerful.
Yeah, true.
And also, it makes you look incredibly fucking stupid that you can just get duped by Russian propaganda left, right, and fucking center.
Right. But of course, it's it. It can't be that this person is unhinged, which they clearly are. No.
For a whole bunch of fucking reasons.
It has to be Russian propaganda. Been pulling this, not just since 2020, guys. They've been pulling this shit for a long time. U.S. government doesn't like something? It's Russian propaganda, and before that, it's CCP. Might have actually been CCP propaganda sometimes, but this is just the old playbook.
On resources. The problem with corruption is also high. The problem with our financial debt.
You want something that you really can't deep fake really easily? Your hand going over your eye. it's really hard for a computer to do that. If you've not noticed, as I've brought up, they're constantly playing with their hair and running their face or their hand over their face. If it was a deep fake, it would have a really hard time with that, by the way. And you'd be able to see a whole bunch of glitches on that.
Just pointing out. High. So no one is trying to resolve these problems. Many people are trying to just to make a great image of them. They are trying to help their reputation, especially in politics area. So it is sad.
Yes, sir. They're trying to profit off of the blood of our lost soldiers. They're trying to profit off the blood of the men and women who are losing arms and legs. Because if we are making promises and not being realistic, our partners can't trust us in negotiations, and our partners can't trust our projection for what's going to happen in the future, because all they can judge us on are the results. And that's one of the problems, is that the messaging that we have coming out is truly fantastic. It's almost fantastic messaging. And that's good for fighting the Russians. It's not good when we're using this in discussions with our partners in Washington, our partners in Brussels.
I'm not saying I think it's 20. I understand how far the technology has come, but I've also seen how bad it is. I'm not seeing typical AI signifiers in this. If you guys are, let me know.
Our partners in especially the Eastern European nations, sir.
Yeah, and I really disappointed by our president now.
Yes, sir. It's been 19 months of this. It's not about theater anymore. Theater was important in the first days and weeks. It's not about populism, sir. It's not about populism on the world stage.
Did you hear about the case with English soldier who was killed by his partner? So what do you think about that?
I think that we have a lot of foreign fighters, sir.
And let's say this is this is deepfake. The video that was made publicly, the announcement talking about crushing the Russians, and also defining them as non-humans. This seems to be a persistent trend with this person. Yeah, I don't know. Just I don't think it's a deep fake. Could be wrong, but I don't think so.
Your daughter, when you were asking about putting with an English-speaking group or an international group, I think we have a terrible problem with most foreign fighters here, because they are just a step above mercenaries, and they come here because all they know is warfare. And while I defend them in public, in private, I know many of them have very far-right leanings. So there's some Nazi groups, and I reported this. I also know that many of them are doing this because they have no lives outside of...
Well, it's weird stuff in Ukraine. Like, it is actually a nationalistic movement.
I must get to 13,000 subs one of these days.
Oh yeah, if you're not subbed to Spoon, he's very close to 13,000.
I just found it really weird. A couple of like weeks ago,
unlucky number.
I wanted to get to like 10,000 by the end of the year, and like 13,000. I'm like, what the fuck? I got 2,000 subs.
Nice.
Over the last couple of weeks, like the
largely because of the stuff I think we
Ackman.
should cover. No, Ackman stuff. Which let's go. You know, after this, okay. The Ukraine stuff, I do want to go through just a little bit of this. I really want to get to that Chris Reagan video.
Oh yeah, because that was hilariously stupid.
Yeah, and the McDonald's
V's video was really funny.
So, you know, I have actually like an organization to every stream. I put things in an order. Let's finish this up.
DRT, it's fine. You donate to the stream, so you don't need to sub to me. It's fine.
Oh no.
Like DRT will just like shit talk the crap out of me all the time, but he donates to the stream. Like, okay,
Ackman,
if you pay, you can say whatever the fuck you want to me. I don't give a damn. That's just pretty much true.
Let's finish this. I'm gonna use the restroom after we finish some of this stuff with the Ukraine things, and then we'll move on to the next subject. Because this video is 15 minutes, man. I don't know, man. I want to watch the Mearsheimer and the two Napolitano videos.
No, they're really good.
Do you want to do this on Saturday?
Yeah.
Because that needs to be its own thing, because they're both like 45 minutes.
Yes, and they're also really fucking good videos.
They are really good, but I think we need to dedicate
the Lionel one.
The
one with
the
with
Lionel one and the Dr. Mearsheimer one.
Yes.
I think that's for the regular news stream, which is just kind of like thing after thing after thing. It's not going to do 45 minutes. 15 minutes is pushing it, right?
Yeah.
on individual clips.
So what do you want to do today?
So, yeah. So
the Japan advert.
I've got a lot of stuff, but yeah, the Japan advert I want to get to because I have opinions on that, and the Chris Reagan video, which we should just move to should we do the both video segments in a row? Because I have some other things, but let's just do the 2 video segments in a row. Let's finish this then.
Do the Chris Reagan thing today because that's current.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Let's do that today. Once we finish this, I'm gonna.
I do have a video about him coming up because one of my subs in the comment section said, "Oh, Chris Reagan did a video about this." And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't really.
And then I looked at what he did. I went like, "Oh dear God, this is incredibly fucking stupid." It was really bad. Really, really stupid.
Yeah, I didn't think it was very good. Here we go.
Because it didn't make any fucking sense.
Outside of in their own countries, and so we have security risks, and more importantly, we have morale and psychological issues because foreign soldiers are here for the money, most of them, and those people are going to be the ones that are willing to engage in drugs, willing to engage in fundraising where they're putting the money in their own pockets, and it's something we have to be very careful about. It did not surprise me, sir, that somebody was murdered. Unfortunately, what surprises me is that we're still allowing this to happen 19 months after the full-scale invasion began. And these issues with foreigners, these issues with corruption, these issues
You're
with
a foreigner, which is crazy, but okay.
Within the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, it takes away the focus from, as you said, the war, and more importantly, from the people of Ukraine.
Yeah. And I have seen some episodes from the Russian show with Maria Butina, so it was funny to look at it, how they trying to harm you. It's a bit.
For me,
it's Cold War, but yeah,
I wear it as a badge of honor because ultimately, when I signed my oath, so I'm loyal to my country, the United States.
No, you're not.
When I gave my oath to the armed forces of Ukraine, I think she was a terrible spy. I think she was a step above a whore. And ultimately, she was rewarded as a Duma member. And this is, Maria Butina is the reason, sir, that we know the Duma can never be taken seriously.
I can also propose you.
Whose Duma can't be taken seriously, by the way? Whose Duma? I think both of your countries are corrupt. But I don't think the Ukrainian Duma can be considered much more credible than the Russian one. Personal opinion.
Something. As you know, if it will be elections soon, I can propose you to take a part as a deputy on the next level, but it is like a conversation now. Of course, we need to.
Sir.
Look at this. Look at this.
And
I would be honored, sir. I can say with no question, sir. I would be honored because your platform is one.
So desperate.
A platform about the future. Thank you, Commander. Thank you, Mr. President.
Yeah.
Thank
you for your proposals, and let's be in touch.
What the fuck is a Duma? It's Parliament.
That's the Russian Parliament, yeah.
Yeah, and Ukrainian.
Have a great day.
Sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Heroям слава, sir.
That was fucking cringe.
Pronunciation is terrible for being such a simp. So, God, a couple more things here just before I leave here for a second and I come back. Can't make this up. Pentagon exempts Ukraine operations from potential government shutdown. I mentioned this, but Operation Atlantic Resolve is expected activity under government lapse and appropriations. DoD spokesman Chris Sherwood said last Thursday in a statement to Fox News, referring to the government's name for the operation to support Ukraine in its defense against last year's Russian invasion. When 2 years earlier, Sherwood told Politico, Sherwood had told Politico in an email that the looming government shutdown threatened to press pause on the delivery of defense articles, services, or military education and training for the embattled European nation. According to the DoD's contingency plan guidance for continuation of essential operations in the absence of available appropriations, a planning document created in August, all military operations necessary for national security would understandably be exempted from any shutdown. So if the government of the United States shuts down, it will continue to fund Ukraine. I just, let's talk about the McDonald's ad. I'm going to be right back, by the way. So while I'm just going to put it on repeat, it took me like 10 seconds, all right? It's a wholesome ad. It's got cute little music. I'll put it on the background while I return.
I think
in about
have a
10
copyright.
seconds. No way. No, it's just lo-fi beats to chill and relax to. It'll be fine.
You sure?
All right, I'll no music. All right, I'll be right back. Just give me a second.
All right. Apparently that's causing triggering outrage. I don't know how or why. I mean, this basically there's just like a handful of people who got very triggered because what did V say? Like a bunch of people think like this like pedophilic because the mother and the daughter have similar proportions in their hands. And I feel like if you're looking at this and you're thinking, look, their hand proportions are similar and therefore they look like siblings and not mother and daughter, I should get upset about it. If you're the kind of person who's looking that close at this and you're getting upset, Jesus fucking Christ, swallow your phone, go outside and touch grass, you creepy fucking loser. Your life sucks ass. I feel like that is a fair assessment from anyone who is that pathetic. Because if
Spoon, did you appropriately entertain the chat so we didn't pull a Hassan?
I'm not sitting here eating my fat ass. At least not yet. At least if I do that, I mute.
The ad makes me want McDonald's, weirdly enough.
Yeah, because it's cute.
It is cute. They made a second one, which was just also like it was some young boys hanging out and eating McDonald's together, like teenage boys. It was cute.
Yes.
Again, just cute.
I like when she shakes her head like back
wholesome.
inside.
Like, yeah, back to front. It's
funny.
adorable. Like, who can dislike this?
Rampaging miserable
Allegedly,
fuckwits.
some people did. So let's move over to the watch together. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen here.
Spoon's analysis is correct. Yes, my analysis is always correct. What are we looking at?
We're gonna watch Chris Reagan's video.
Oh, okay. This is hilariously dumb.
Look, I actually don't know if I've ever spoken with Chris. I think maybe
skip, like,
once or twice.
Go like 2 minutes in.
Yeah.
Because it's basically a whole bunch of fucking ads at the start.
Yeah, it's just ads and stuff. That's fine. No shame in doing ads.
That's yeah, but do it at the fucking middle of the video, not at the fucking start. That's just gonna piss me off.
I do mind. A lot of advertisers require you to do it at the beginning. Anywho.
Cringe.
Sorry, Chris. But I don't think Chris and I have ever really talked though, so I don't have like any kind of.
If he saw this, he would not be impressed. And if he ever watches my video, he won't be impressed because I beat the shit out of him.
Probably not.
Yes, I was not polite.
Before we start, let me get these super chats because we're entering into a new segment now. Dear Taste King for 10 says, Aiden, your video on Monday was great, and you were better than most of the professors I had back in college. Oh, thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate that. That means a lot. History degree has done nothing but help win arguments on the internet. Hey, at least you can win arguments on the internet. Means something. Binary Eclipse for 5 says, in recent times, I've seen an increase in people praising Sir Oswald Mosley. Not sure why, though. I think that's like British nationalism stuff more than it is fascism, but it could be fascism as well. I'm not sure. People move towards extreme political ideologies when society collapses. I wouldn't call us moving towards monarchy an extreme political ideology. It's like the basic political. It's like return to tradition ideology or political. It's an ideology. It's just a political system. No, there's ideology involved in it, and that is mostly theology, I would say, but. Which is that I think Spoon and I both agree that it must be a Christian nation.
Yes. And put heads on pikes.
Does Chris be able to KYS in this video? I don't think he says KYS, but he's pretty aggressive. Melon for 2 says, weebs less degenerate than normies now. I know. Who would have predicted that for 2023 on their bingo card?
That's kind of
Binary
insane.
Clips, yeah, for 5 says, well, you're going to see the arguments that some of the weirdos make against it, because Chris says he's not able to find any of them. Well, I was able to find them pretty easily. I couldn't at first because a lot of them got deleted from Twitter because the people who made them, these comments, deleted them. But
I was kind of embarrassed by them, actually.
Archived. Yeah. Oh, it's pathetic. Basically, they got found out, and then they were like, "Oh no, it never happened, and tried to gaslight people.
No, it's because I saw V had them in his video, and I asked him where did he get the screenshot. And then I looked at my own bookmarks, and I actually have them. Like, I actually have them. Like, shit. Like, I feel like a complete twat now.
Binary Eclipse for 5 says, the people who are triggered by the McDonald's ad, I ask you, hast thou not mirth in thy heart? Well, what they're going to say now, and this is the current paradigm, is that no one was ever triggered by the ad ever, right? And the idea that anyone had responded weirdly to this ad is made up by conservatives. And by the way, I almost got stopped into thinking that was true. Because I couldn't find it then either for a bit. But it turned out, yeah, it's because guess what? When the tide started to turn against them, they all went and started deleting their tweets. That's it. Dio Chase King.
You know, it's really weird.
I think you mean Shinzo.
I went to go look at one of the tweets that he uses in this video. Doesn't exist anymore.
Well, we're gonna go through some of that because he specifically cuts out the tweet that people were actually reacting to and shows a related one. But I'll have it up here in a minute. The Shinzo Abe jokes have been funny, but this is a normal ad for Borgars. It is. At least it used to be, but ads in the West don't look like this anymore. And that's why people were freaking out. It wasn't like a negative freaking out. It was a very positive freaking out, if you know what I mean. This is just people going like,
why can't we have this?
Why are our Western ads not simple and cute like this? Why does it have to be weird stuff?
Why does it have to be political bullshit, right? That was it. That was the only bloody thing.
Yeah.
That... Okay, we'll watch it and we'll see.
Well, give me 1 second, because somehow I fell out of the...
I'm going to play the stupid thing?
No, give me one... yeah, go ahead, because I fell out of the proper YouTube channel somehow.
You guys have no idea how much it hurts to jump cut into frame like that. It's unreal. By the way, just before we get started, I just want an option. Alas, it's just as Breaking Benjamin foretold. My name is Chris Raygun, and I finally managed to wrestle myself out of the iron grasp of Baldur's Gate 3, Starfield, Cyberpunk 2077, and Lies of P, or as I like to call them, the 4 horsemen of my personal apocalypse. But I've put them all down today, so that I can finally meet with you guys to talk about politics. Oh my god, did you miss me? I know you did. Because truth be told, I stepped away from making political content a long time ago now, largely because I'm just far too smart and consistent to bother wasting my time entertaining an audience that is remarkably unintelligent. Not talking about you guys specifically, it's more so these other people who exist kind of outside my own audience who then kind of...
Chris, by the way, you're doing the exact same thing that just some guy did, which is to start off by being a massively smug fucking twat.
I don't get this. I really don't get this. Just that, like, well, it's part of this is some social identity stuff.
Like
not you who are watching it. You
asshole when you do this shit.
I'm sorry, but starting out your video by saying like I'm too smart and for politics, and so are you if you're watching this. Which is just an ego boost to people who are watching it. It's so bizarre. Like,
also, if I ever do that in a video, I want my audio, almost in my audio, I want my audience to just basically verbally stone me to death. Because I can't fathom the idea of starting off a video by, before you even make any claim, say, I'm a genius, I'm better than everybody else. Like, dude, I want to punch you for that fucking attitude. You haven't even said anything,
really
you
obnoxious.
moron.
It is really obnoxious.
Make your claim
like, Chris,
then.
It's off-putting.
Yes.
Okay. So,
fucking
there's a theory,
hell.
social judgment theory. Social judgment theory says that you don't want to start out your argument with an off-putting statement that will alienate those outside of your latitude of rejection. You've already lost everyone outside of your immediate latitude of susceptibility, of persuasion. Like, you just lost anyone who didn't already agree with you with this kind of smug attitude. You've already lost
Someone's saying Spoon as an audience. I know, right? I'm just as shocked as you are. The fact that someone said to me, hey, look, you can make money by doing your opinions on the internet, I would have gone, who the fuck would listen to me? Like 3 years ago. And now I'm looking at, oh yeah, I have like 13,000 subs by the end of the week, probably. Like, holy shit, that's insane. That is extremely bizarre to me. So yes.
I mean, it was the same thing with me. My dad was like, stop. He's like, you could stop calling me and talking to me, trying to talk to me for 3 hours about politics, and you could just talk to the internet. I was like, oh, I could do that. Thanks, Dad. He encouraged me. He was right. It's fun.
Yes, and I get to swear in funny ways with an obnoxiously posh accent. And for some bizarre reason, people think it's entertaining, which is very strange.
I just think it's good to insult or to big ups yourself like this. Maybe, I mean, you do some egotistical stuff, but it's kind of egregious. Anyway, let's continue.
Yeah, but I don't have problem. I don't have problem. Fuck, I can't talk lately.
Words.
Yeah, I know it's very difficult. I have no problem with someone flexing their ego, but make your claim and then because when you start off by saying I'm the shit, you are elevating yourself really, really high, and if your take is dog shit, you just look like a fucking idiot, and it's mostly because of your own bloody narcissism. and arrogance. Why would you do that? Why? Make your fucking case first and then do this. Otherwise, you just look really obnoxiously smug.
Yeah, anyway, let's let Chris get his points out.
They've come in and assume that what they're going to get is something that panders to them. I hate these people, and I
don't understand how that makes any sense. Someone comes into your audience and assumes they're going to pander to you, and therefore you get upset. How the fuck does that? How does that even work?
I do get that from time to time.
How?
People who are just like, I just disagree with your opinion. Now, I think I get it probably less than other people because my videos are largely not my opinion.
Okay,
I insert my opinions in it,
but if there's a new content creator, I don't understand how you find new content and then get upset when they don't pander to you. Why are you watching it then?
Not pandering, but like.
No, I'm going with
honest,
his language. That's
okay,
that's
so
the bit that I'm.
Right, you're right.
What?
I watch new content creators all the time on YouTube. YouTube recommends me something, even if it's something that I'm like only tertiarily interested in. I'll be like, okay, sure, check it out. I find a lot of cool new stuff. I remember I told you that thing about that weird factoid that I didn't know, that in Canada, the most popular attraction, like national park kind of attraction in Canada in the late 1930s was something called Quintland, which was just a place where people could go and watch quintuplets live. Like they were zoo animals. I'm not joking. I just found out about that today because I happened to YouTube recommended some OBGYN's channel and she was talking about like weird multiple birth situations, like the most extreme ones, and I had never heard of this thing where they put basically the Canadian government took these 5 girls from their parents essentially and put them in a zoo. I'm not joking. I found that out today. Yeah. Weird. It was more well visited supposedly than Niagara Falls. It was more popular as a destination.
Also, Chris drastically needs to alter the contrast in his video. It's way too fucking high.
It is low. Is it too high?
It's too high,
The colors are a little off. I don't know. I don't know. Anywho.
In my video, I corrected it.
Oh, okay.
Because it bugged the fuck
Yes,
out
I
of me.
think I'm better.
Wait. Okay, let's go.
Just kind of outside my own audience who then kind of come in and assume that what they're going to get is something that panders to them. I hate these people, and I think I'm better than them by like a large degree. It's truly wild to have like.
I'm assuming they said something, because if you have a large audience and they don't express anything, you wouldn't care. So I'm assuming is they express something that disagrees with them. But that also doesn't make any fucking sense. That's why this opening point just makes me go, this is not a good start for you, Chris, because already the first 2 things that you just said, one seems to be insanely arrogant, and the other one makes no fucking sense.
Oh my god, it is real? Yeah, dude, I had to look it up after I watched the video on it. I didn't think the OBGYN would lie to me, but yeah, it's a real thing that happened again in the late 30s. Anyway.
Like hundreds of people calling me like a grifter and a traitor because hey, turns out the guy who's
okay. I want you
to
pay.
That was one message, and the rest are messages from you.
What?
Wait, watch this. He posted one message of someone calling him a traitor. If you're gonna hang on, if you're gonna say you got hundreds of messages, I need more than one. You can do the thing that all of the rest of us do, Chris, which is go pop, 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 and show like a whole bunch of the messages that we've received. One.
Also,
been constantly telling us his left wing.
What?
I want you to pay attention to the tweets.
Oh yeah, I'm not a member of the Democrat Party. I'm simply against the Republican
I
Party.
hate these people, and I think I'm better than them by like a large degree.
Fucking ego in this kid is insane.
Yeah.
It's truly wild to have like hundreds of people calling me like a grifter and a traitor because hey, turns out the guy.
Okay, so do you identify as a liberal because I lean left, not right?
Who's been
Okay, our tax dollars already fund a fuck ton of nonsense things. No reason why healthcare wouldn't also fit under that umbrella.
Oh, just spend more money.
Okay, but there's a reason why I'm singling this one out in particular.
Constantly telling us his left-wing beliefs.
I like how here's a debate as to whether climate change is real or not. Might as well argue about whether or not cows exist.
Weather spelled wrong, but okay.
Yeah, I did notice that as well.
That's fine.
who has a...
Now, notice the date.
2014.
2014.
You had to go... You found one tweet of someone calling you an idiot or whatever.
No,
or saying,
no, this is his own tweet.
No. But I'm saying he provided one tweet as evidence of people calling him a traitor and has since then only put up his own tweets, including having to go back a decade.
If you have the same political opinions as a decade ago, it tells me you didn't grow in a decade. That's kind of what
it depends on what it is. Is it core fundamental values, or this does not seem like a core fundamental value?
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking Rise Against tattoo on his fucking arm, and who wrote songs like this. Whoa.
That sounds libertarian to me.
But okay, so...
But okay, that could easily be understood as libertarian.
Let's just break this down, okay?
Yeah.
Our tax dollars already fund a fuck ton of nonsense. No reason why healthcare wouldn't also fit under that umbrella. I like how there's a debate as to whether climate change is real or not. Might as well argue about whether or not Kaz exists. That's 2014. And proceeds to play a song with the extract, "Black ties gabble with your stolen dimes. No one in Washington could give less of a shit about you." There's actually plenty of evidence, Chris, as to why universal healthcare would not work, because the government is already shit. And you're a leftist. I'm assuming you're economically illiterate because you fucking always are. And you just admitted the government funds a fuck ton of nonsense. And no one in Washington gives a shit about you. But hold on, I'm not done here.
Okay.
You just admitted the government funds a fuckload of bullshit, and government doesn't give a shit about you. So why in the fucking hell would they suddenly give enough of a shit about you to make healthcare work?
And the implicit thing about that is that they fund a whole bunch of other nonsense. Let's just add healthcare on that. It implies that healthcare is nonsense too.
Yes, exactly.
It's by the transfer as property, but it's mostly just a Twitter linguistic issue. But I'm not going to harp on that too much. But yeah, okay. So the government wastes money. Here's something else that they should waste money on. It's more that I wouldn't say that your politics have been concise or consistent, Chris. I'd say it's more that your politics have been
shit, and you haven't learned anything about it.
Basic bitch, kind of, which has been fine. No one's ever expected you to be a big political super genius, Chris. You've made pop culture kind of stuff.
You're a culture vulture.
Well, no, but he's been doing it for a long time. Just no one ever expected you to be a big brain political genius.
Yes.
So I don't know.
But when you say you have a big brain and you have no political acumen, it makes people think you're an idiot. And the reason why people chastise you is because, okay, this is going to sound kind of unfair, but there's a whole bunch of people that were hanging around Sargon. Sargon seems to be one of the few people in that arena who actually had actual political acumen. And he set a really high standard because he basically evolved from his politics. And everyone else basically dissipated because they couldn't keep up with the guy. Am I fair in my assessment?
The thing about Chris, too, is...
Except for V. V is also largely...
Chris makes about 2 videos a year.
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Recently. He has not made a lot of content very frequently in a long time. And I'm not saying that to talk shit or anything. I have nothing against Chris Reagan. I don't think we've ever interacted, like I said.
Neither do I. I just had to make fun of him because the
maybe once or twice, like on Twitter, but we never DM'd or anything, I don't think.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Maybe we did. It's been a long time. It's been a really long time though if we did. I think maybe we did over something a long time ago, but I can't remember. I really don't remember. I don't feel like looking it up on Twitter right now.
Turns out he leans a bit left. A shock to the system for the media illiterate, I'm sure. And so these days, every story I come across, every outrage cycle that plunges through my Twitter feed, it just continues to reinforce my deep contempt for this entire ecosystem, quite honestly. Case in point, this fucking thing. So I saw this McDonald's ad trending on my Twitter page because it was apparently causing a stir on social media for being controversial.
It did not go viral because it was controversial.
No, and this is where the fundamental premise of this is wrong.
Yes, and that's the thing that bugs the crap out of me, because I went to go look through his comment section and someone said, this video is basically Chris trying to find something to talk about for 16 minutes. And that
it really is.
That is 100% accurate.
I'm seeing this from so many other people on the left who are like, okay, did this video blew up on the right mostly because people were like, I wish we could have cute, simple ads like this for
It
McDonald's
wasn't political.
in the West.
That's the fucking reason it went viral,
It
you
really,
moron.
Yes, it went viral because people just thought it was nice. There were a couple of leftists who had really weird things to say about it, which I have up on my screen. We're going to look at in a minute.
But that's the bit that drove me insane, is that he was constantly looking for the political outrage. Like, dude, you fucking retard. It went viral because it was void of politics. That's
well, to be fair, there were a lot of
Jesus
people who then did respond to the couple of weird tweets, and most of them were deleted, which then made it impossible if you didn't go and freaking archive them to find that people had a weird reaction to it as well. But the reaction overall at first was entirely positive. It was just, oh, this is so cute.
Yes, that's literally.
I wish the West would do stuff like this. I wish the West would have cute little it doesn't have to be a cartoon, just little advertisements that just have a nuclear family in them.
Yes.
That's it. Because it's adorable. And by the way, I spoke to some other girls that I'm friends with, and even some of them who like do not want kids because they're, of like fertility issues or whatever, ever. Even they told me like, it makes me want to have a little me. And I think that's why it pissed people off, is because regular people look at something like this and go, isn't that wholesome? I would like to have a wholesome life like this.
Yes.
Where we could get McDonald's and be a happy family.
And see little kids
I don't
shake their
care
hair
that
like
it's a
they're funny.
McDonald's ad. I don't care that it's a McDonald's ad. It's just sweet. It's cute. It makes me not feel bad like almost everything else I see while doom scrolling on Twitter.
Yes. And everything else is fucking politics.
Yep.
Which is really weird because we do politics.
And they made it politics. I know.
Yes.
If this is your first time hearing about this, then congratulations. You are a healthy person. And you are a dying breed.
Coming from him, that really does not mean much.
Apparently, this Japanese McDonald's ad was going viral for promoting the nuclear family.
I want you to notice, like, it went viral for promoting the nuclear family.
I don't even know if that's the right way to describe it. People just thought it was cute.
Okay, yes, but that is still true.
Yeah.
But why is that controversial? Well, why is that even bad, Chris?
He's going to explain it. He's
not. He's going to fucking dog shit over his own fucking face.
To explain it, and it doesn't work out well.
On the list of Japanese incidents involving the word nuclear, I'm sure this ranks fairly high. So look, I saw this headline, and naturally, almost like a gut instinct, I thought, no, that's silly even for 2023. And I know a lot of people are stupid.
Then why the fuck did you... Okay, Chris, then why the fuck did you make this video at all then?
Because I'm going to show you guys that he intentionally cuts apart some of the tweets that were in the collection that went around from before they got deleted. He intentionally crops one of them, that's when I thought, okay, we have to respond to this. Because first, like, is he being stupid? Is he being intentionally stupid? Now, when I now know for a fact that he cut and cropped one of the tweets that have been in the collection that's been going around on Twitter that was saved before people deleted all of it. Now, there's no way that was not intentional. I'm sorry.
I know a lot of people are easily...
I deliberately think he's rage baiting.
Maybe.
Riled up, but I just wasn't buying it exactly. Something about it felt off. It was like a gut feeling. Now, personally speaking, I cannot fathom being angry at a commercial.
You are angrier than anyone I've seen talk about this entire fucking thing.
By the way, like, people get angry at commercials all the time.
Yes. But like, what I just find funny is that he just said, I'm not upset about a commercial. I was watching, like, dude,
but you just said you were upset.
You are angry as fuck about this, and it's been not even 5 minutes already. And you're already angrier than anyone that I've seen. Which is really strange, but okay.
They're literally designed to get you to respond to them. Any emotional connection, any emotional response that you have to a commercial of any kind, whether it's a good, strong emotional connection or a bad, strong emotional connection, the commercial wins.
Unless it happens to tank the stock value of the entire fucking company.
Well, right.
But we have no examples of that, do we? Not at all.
But like,
no. Yeah.
But no, not any emotional connection is good, exactly. There can be backlash, too. But this is a simple ad that just made people feel nice. That's it.
Yeah, that's why when he says the ad wins, like, that is a really stupid take, and it's also not true.
It's because the environment in which we live in, the culture... in the West in which we live in has no positive examples like this. People were just celebrating, like, oh look, something wholesome, like something that's not shilling weird, degenerate shit. Oh my god, there's no drag queens. What?
Yeah.
They were just shocked by it. That's what all it is, Chris. That's all this was. People were just happy about something innocent and pure from a company that sells cheeseburgers. That's it.
Yeah, I did mention Gillette in my video, actually.
I don't know if you know this, but that's exactly how commercials commerce in the first place. You're not going to find me smashing Bud Lights in the middle of a supermarket, I'll tell you.
Yes,
not you, but a lot of people did.
I don't understand how he says...
And I don't agree with people who did this, by the way. That's fine.
I don't understand how... How does he talk about commercial, whatever the fuck that means.
Well, he's saying that he's not emotional, that other people, the plebs, are emotionally affected by commercials because they've won over them.
Yes, but he said that
because you're too stupid.
Yes, but the commercial wins, even if it's bad. And then you mentioned Bud Light, who had one bad commercial and it absolutely destroyed their fucking company. So the idea of saying if the ad wins... But
it's because of your stupid emotions, Spoon. But he's not emotional like you. And this guy throwing the issue with us like a Miller, like maybe it's a Bud Light can. That's what he's saying, is that he's smarter than you. He said it in the beginning. He's better than you.
But he's not. I'm objectively smarter and taller than him.
He is saying he's smarter than you.
But I don't care what he is saying.
He's less emotional. That's just the point.
I can objectively prove he is incorrect.
I'm just saying that's his argument, yeah.
Tell you that much. Anyway, the point being, I was naturally very skeptical of this entire situation, so I decided to look into it myself.
How skeptical
were
you,
though? People were saying themselves about this contentious Japanese ad.
So let me get this straight, Chris. You said Twitter is a cesspool ecosphere and it should die in a fire, and it's a horrible platform where people just spout all kinds of nonsense. But to find the opinions of regular people, you're going to use Twitter.
I mean, I've done that every once in a while.
But, okay.
No, that's not true. I used a selection of Redditors in my last video to see what they thought about the one that black professor getting fired. But I specifically was like, what does the brain trust over at Reddit think? And of course, they were just like, racisms, which is what I expected. So, you know.
Spoon, how would you feel if I didn't eat breakfast this morning? But I did.
But I did eat breakfast.
Yes. I don't understand the question. Moving on.
Normal is rare to see in ads now. Sad, but true.
That's true, though.
Yeah, that is.
It is true.
Yeah.
How disgusting. Why are they so happy? Why is...
That was clearly a joke.
It's clearly a joke.
That's clearly a fucking joke. And also that person's account doesn't exist anymore. I tried looking them up.
Isn't that a step-parent? This is what happens when you reject woke.
Also, this is what happens when you don't...
Okay, but he's not... He starts out by showing the people talking about it like that. But the vast majority of the things that I saw on it, on the actual ad, were people just saying it was nice.
Also, but this part is true.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you reject woke. And also, I don't know why I know why he's saying it in that, like, demonically giddy voice. This is what happens when you reject woke. This is like you rage baiting, dude.
Yeah.
Any normal person would go, this is what happens when you reject woke. Like, yes, you get a nice, wholesome family ad. I don't know what... okay, again, I know why you're doing it, but if this is the levels you have to stew for the video, that's kind of cringe. That was my issue with it. I'm like, dude, why do this? This is so fucking stupid.
Okay, some people are definitely riled up, but
no one is riled up, Chris. Seriously.
They're not riled up by the ad. They're riled up by the fact that people are riled up by the ad.
Which you claim doesn't exist.
And then you don't. Again, when the problem is, I'm going to show it to you guys at the end of the video, because we'll wait till the end of the video to show it. Because, like, again, he clearly has the same thing that I have, but he chose to cut out the issue.
So where the fuck is the initial rile, huh? Where's the rile at? Do I gotta keep searching? I guess we'll try scrolling. Good. All companies should be promoting this kind of thing. Why is this controversial? That's a good question. I'm still trying to find it myself. Who are the people that have a problem with this? Like, I really have to ask. Marxists.
You see the way he seems... the initial premise of this entire fucking video was the ad is controversial and it went viral. He's assuming viral means controversial. And then he picks a handful of things that said, this is horrible. And then...
Well, no, it's not people... it's that... Here's the thing. There were a lot of people at the very beginning who said weird shit about this ad. People then reacted to that. People who said the controversial things where they were angry about the ad then deleted it. They deleted their freaking posts. And so then it to make it look like it never happened, and because they were getting ratioed, so most of them deleted it. It's just stupid.
It goes against their stated objectives. Oh, okay, so it's the left that's angry about it because it's too, like, heteronormative or something. That makes some sense, I guess. Even though, you know, I'm a very left-leaning person and I live in Los Angeles, a very left-leaning place, and I've heard absolutely fucking zero people complain about this at all, but, you know, maybe, I don't know. Maybe I just live in an echo chamber. Size. Although, like I said previously, you'd assume that because I'm in LA, it would be the exact echo chamber that would be upset with the ad. So, you know what? Forget it. Forget about the echo chamber. Maybe I'm not in an echo chamber. Maybe I'm simply an outlier, you know? Maybe...
Chris, can you explain to me how in the hell your place of residence makes any fucking difference in this equation, seeing as you are using the Twitter as your medium for finding the rage?
International platform, yeah.
Yeah, that... Everything you do in this video is stupid and makes absolutely no fucking sense. This is the reason why I made this video, is because I have to make fun of this kid because everything he says is wrong and contradictory.
He's the same age as us.
He's half my size, Aiden. Therefore, I'm going to. But I just watched this and thought, you have to be you have to be shilling for something because you can't possibly be this stupid. It's amazing.
I just find this video very bizarre.
Yes.
I find it really weird.
Yes.
I don't get it.
Yes.
I truly don't understand it.
Yes, it's very strange.
And every single person I know, and every single person I ever have known, and every single person I speak to or have ever spoken to, or even been aware of, maybe we're all...
Every single person you've ever known or have spoken to is left-leaning. That's disconcerting if true.
Yes.
You know, just the outlier. Surely, many, many people somewhere out there are deeply triggered by this contemptible ad. We gotta find it. We're not having much luck, though, with our reliable sources, the post-millennial and Miles Chong. So I think what we're going to do is we're gonna go for the source. We gotta go to ground zero for this, all right? The original ad that McDonald's Japan posted on Twitter. We gotta go right there. Surely this is where we stand the greatest chance at finding the source of the outrage. Scroll down a bit. So apparently people find this offensive for some reason. I just find it...
That was the person who made the collage, by the way.
Yeah.
Cute.
We'll bring it up in a minute.
Okay. Not promising. Why the fuck are so many people losing their minds over this commercial? It's
And why you bring up Anna, that Star Wars girl? Because Anna saw the same thing as everybody else. And what's wrong with Anna's? She's just asking a question.
Anime family eating. What's the issue? Yeah, you know, I'm really beginning to wonder that myself. More importantly, where the fuck are these so many people? I was told that.
Why are you this outraged?
Because he has to, like, I don't know why, but he has to, like, play defense for the weirdos on Twitter who got mad about it.
I don't understand
and also for the fact
why you were this angry. Sick with
the video just went viral because people liked it. And then there were some weirdos who had to be contrarian and said some really screwed up stuff about it. People noticed it. And then they deleted their tweets, largely. And that's what all of this was. It's that simple. It's not complicated. It's really pretty simple to understand.
Everybody was flipping out about this fucking thing. I should be tripping over these people on my way to the goddamn bathroom.
No, they deleted their stuff.
Where are they? Where they be? If I have to explore the deepest recesses of Twitter just to find even a hint of this fucking outrage, like I'm fucking Nathan Drake looking for an ancient Sumer...
Did you see what I mean? He's the one who assumed there was outrage. And he used a handful of fucking tweets.
He brought up, like, Anna's tweet, saying that.
Yeah, but his initial premise was the post-millennial headline, which did not say anything controversial. It said it went viral.
Yes.
He was the one who instantly assumed it meant controversial and therefore negative. And now he spent this entire fucking video trying to find something that doesn't exist because he's too stupid to understand why the whole stupid thing went viral in the bloody first place.
Well, it does exist. The negativity does exist. He's going to bring up Jonathan Wong's tweet here in a minute, which...
Mary and handcrafted limestone vibrator from the fucking Middle Ages. If I gotta do all this, then maybe, just maybe, I don't know, it's exaggerated.
Yeah, no one actually disagreed with any of that, Chris.
My 2 cents, I guess. Let's
well,
keep looking.
I mean, like, there were really weird tweets people made about it.
Yeah, but then
and that's what people were responding to. No, not all of them. The vast majority were positive. Then the left saw the positivity, and being the party poopers they are, had to come in with their negativity, because the left is a negative. Their perspective on things is negative. On everything is negative, because everything has to be deconstructed, because they're, you know, postmodernists.
Fuckers,
so
yeah.
everything has to be deconstructed all the time, and that's part of the whole Gnostic philosophy.
Let's keep looking. You know what? Maybe it's one of the Japanese tweets. Maybe that would actually make the most sense. Maybe the ad originated in Japan. Maybe the outrage originated in Japan too. Let's try this one. That's a wonderful video. There is happiness in everyday life. Okay, guys, I found it. I found it finally. The source of the outrage. And I know it's the source because there's literally nothing else. It's one tweet from a Mr. Jonathan Wong.
Okay, so if you guys don't know, Jonathan Wong is the producer for Lotus Eaters. Awesome guy. We went and got steak dinner with him a couple weeks ago. Very, very cool. He's into martial arts, and he and Bill had a nice conversation about martial arts. But he is right. The reason this ad blew up is because it is alien to us. For the West is no longer capable of producing basic messaging that speaks to the core of being human. And Jonathan is completely 100% right about that. That's why the tweet went viral. He's not even talking about the weirdos who said creepy pedo stuff about it. He's just telling the truth. That's why the tweet went viral. It's why the video went viral, because it's just people want to see a happy family, and you don't see that in the West.
The reason this ad blew up is because it's alien to us. For the West is no longer...
Do you think that Chris Reagan knows that Jonathan is an immigrant to the UK, and that's why he put on this accent?
I play it and I'll tell you the end.
Capable of producing basic messaging that speaks to the core of being human.
I feel the need to remind you that this is a fucking McDonald's ad. So, based on the Save the West adjacent language here, I'm immediately assuming the absolute worst of this person.
Wow, how rude. You don't know him. You could get to know him pretty easily, by the way.
But even in this scenario, this isn't even really outrage. It's got a lot of likes for sure, but it's still just what appears to be, an impressionable guy fawning over fast food advertising.
Guy. Wow.
A little embarrassing, yes, but is this what outrage is? Is this what constitutes outrage now?
Okay, Chris, okay, I'm gonna go on a rant here. Chris, you tell us, you mong, because you're the one who said this is the only fucking rage there is. You literally said that before you brought up this fucking tweet. And then you're asking is this the only rage. Secondly, that tweet, right, came from the original McDonald's ad, the Japanese one. Do you know how many comments are on that particular post? Over 7,000.
Mm-hmm.
Why did you pick Jonathan's one of all the fucking posts, Chris?
It got a lot of likes, I'm assuming that's why.
Yes, but there's 7,000 fucking posts. I don't know what he's like. Yeah. There's probably less, but okay, now here's the thing. Why do you think he did an English accent?
I was really wondering that.
Could it maybe be because you scrolled over the name and see Lotus Eaters is written in the fucking title?
That's gotta be it, right? That's gotta be it. That's gotta be why, because you wouldn't.
And then proceeded to take sly digs at the guy.
Yeah, because I'm not, just saying, if you see someone's name is Jonathan Wong, you probably don't inherently apply an English accent to him.
Can I tell you why?
But he definitely did, because he's trying to shit on John, which I think is ridiculous.
I can tell you why he did that.
Why?
Jonathan is the lead producer of the Lotus Eaters, obviously. During the whole as pronoun fiasco, right? There was a guy called George Alex something Greek name, right? He pointed out, that's the one. He pointed out that many of the YouTubers during Gamergate turned out to be leftist Trojan horses.
Yeah.
Chris commented on this by saying, hey, look, it turns out the people who are left-leaning actually turn to be left-leaning. And Sargon pointed out something along the lines of, then why oppose the SJWs at all? Because you're siding with them now.
Yeah, he is.
Yes, and basically Sargon mauled the shit out of him by pointing out his glaringly obvious ignorance in terms of political affairs and power. And so Chris has basically been stricken by a knowledge twig up his ass, and he hates anyone associated with Sargon ever since. That is my assessment over why he's such a crappy
Many
shithead.
such cases, to be fair.
Yes.
Many such cases.
Also, he had to go with Harry. Remember that?
Why did he go with Harry?
The snarky quote that
Quote?
Quote. Sorry.
You mean tweet or twat? What do you...
Quote. There we go. Twitter quote. There we go. That Axeman used in his video when he mentioned Chris Ray Gun. That is a reply to Harry's one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the reason why Chris is such a little shithead to anyone with the Lotus Eaters.
So he just got a
Guilt by
bone to pick with
association.
Lotus Eaters.
Yes, basically, because Sargon made him look like a fucking moron, because he is. That is my
It's just
assessment.
kind of shameful, honestly.
Yes, and petty.
you don't know anything.
Yeah, Jeff Holliday does the
obviously
same
he
thing.
doesn't-
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And he doesn't know anything about Jonathan Long whatsoever. But like
Yes.
you know that because I just noticed that. I'm sorry, I noticed it when he put a British accent onto Jonathan Wong's tweet. I was like, is this some like dig? Because he knows he's associated with Lotus Eaters while he's
Yes.
acting like he doesn't know who he is.
Yes.
This is the tweet that's part of the outrage.
Yes, because it doesn't make any sense to say that and then just go, I have, I immediately assume the worst of this person.
I assume the worst of him.
Like,
But he doesn't actually say that I assume the worst of him because he works with Lotus Eaters. Even
No.
though you know that's why he thinks the worst, which is just really gross. I thought your whole central left-leaning shit that people like you have espoused in the past, Chris, was about judging people on the content of their character, not, broad political labels.
I also like the way that he doesn't actually, Jonathan's take is not political.
Jonathan takes is apolitical, yes.
Yes, he
just
said
saying
that
why
the
people
reason.
like the ad.
Yes, yeah, he just basically just explained it's because the West is no longer capable of just producing a normal ad that isn't political. And his instant reply is to say, "Oh, this is a save the West attitude." Like, void of politics, and your fucking immediate take is to
You
insert
immediately
politics.
injected politics into
yes.
it. Yeah, it was completely devoid of politics. So
Chris,
yeah, no,
this
you
is
did
why.
that, Chris.
Yes, Chris, this is why people think your take is dog shit because it makes no fucking sense.
What is the problem with it's camera lighting? It's like the saturation's weird.
It's
What
the
is it?
contrast.
Something's weird on it. Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
dude, I can't,
Not saying
even,
my
I
shit's good,
can't even
but-
tell you. I felt absolutely fucking insane trying to follow this
If
story.
I showed you
I
my video,
desperately
it looks a lot better. All I did was just crank up the. I darkened the shadows a little bit more and just bumped up the
It's the
contrast.
shadow. Something's weird.
Yes.
It just looks a little bit
Hazy.
I don't know.
really wanted to know what the hell people were fucking talking about.
Dude,
But you didn't actually look into it then.
You literally just read Jonathan's tweet. He literally just
Yeah,
said to
he
you
explained it.
in a single fucking
That was
paragraph,
it.
it is because the West is unable to produce
sentences.
a normal ad that isn't that is just wholesome, that doesn't have politics. And now
In
you're
3
screaming,
sentences.
why? I want to know what's going on. You just read
It
out
was
it
in
and
3
explained it to
sentences.
you. What the fuck?
We just want something without politics. That's what it is.
Yes. How do you
There
not
was
understand
no
this?
outrage
Yeah.
that I could find.
Yeah, yeah, Chris, because the reason it went viral is not because of it was outrage. It was because it didn't have politics. Jesus fucking Christ,
and
how
that's
stupid
what
are
Jonathan
you?
was explaining.
Yes.
There were people talking about it for sure because it's a fucking ad and social media gives a voice to everybody and everybody feels they're you.
No, it's because they just went, wow, this is nice. Why can't we have this? That's literally
is
the only
cute and
reason it
wholesome
went viral.
and I like it.
Yes,
And I'm allowed to
that's,
like it.
That's literally it.
So why are you freaking out?
Unique enough to have their fucking opinion broadcast, but it's not. It's a far cry from outrage. So I took to Twitter just to ask for help. Audience, please help me find this.
And now
I've
here's
seen
the thing.
nothing.
I was
Is this
sent
a
the same
psyop?
compilation
Is
Chris
this
was.
are we being fucking
'Cause I asked the
psyoped
same
right
question.
now? And thank God for you guys because you really came in clutch. You showed up with a cool little image macro, a little
Yep,
JPEG
I got that
compilation
as
of all the
well.
outrage
I've
in
got
one
it here.
convenient place, so that I could finally put this mystery behind me and move on with my life.
And you cropped it up.
Thank you.
Also, Chris, you're the one who said you wanted nothing to do with this. Your gut instinct told you this, and then you made this fucking video.
Yep.
So you
And
voluntarily made this of your own volition, and now
Yeah.
you're being pissed off saying, I want to get on with my life. You made the fucking video,
Yes.
you stupid asshole, and now you're bitching about it. What the fuck is wrong with you?
I have all the tweets right here in another tab that we're gonna look at the end. I have the exact same series of tweets, and we're gonna see how he's cropped them up and how he's been very selective in his choices.
So much. Finally, the real outrage is here. Let's see what it is. I don't care what your political disposition is. If a hamburger commercial has ever made you feel an emotion, you're a degenerate pervert and your very existence is an affront to God. Okay, big agree on that one. But it's still...
You agree on that? That's kind of disturbing,
Yeah, I
Chris.
said if you've ever felt something from an ad. I mean, like, I understand, I guess, like, if you're getting really emotional about ads, then...
That's kind of
it's a little weird.
insane. Not gonna lie.
But that's not. But no, I think ads can make you feel emotions.
That's kind of the whole
They're
fucking
designed
point.
to. Oh my god! You know what? When this ends, I'm gonna play an ad, and if nobody in the chat cries, I'm gonna cry for all of you. I'm gonna play you a Thai life insurance ad. I've done some basic research. I was actually gonna do a study on them because Thai insurance ads are the most insane shit you've ever seen in your life.
Not even really outrage about the ad. It's just making fun of people who are susceptible to advertising.
But
Like,
you're only looking at one tweet.
Where is this nuclear family?
You're not looking at all the tweets.
Rage that I was promised.
Also, promised by who?
We'll look at them in here a second.
No, but seriously, promised by who? The whole reason that you made this fucking video, the basis of it was a fucking post by Post Millennial that said it went viral. The controversy and outrage was added by you.
Yep.
Okay, maybe it's this one. American advertisements feature families all the time.
Not really anymore.
No, they don't.
And if they do, it's always like, transgender.
Cringe, fucking, yeah. It's not just a normal heterosexual
non-normal nuclear family with just dad, mom, and child. That is unusual for modern advertisements.
Yes.
Just sitting around having
because
dinner.
you're an anime-addled loser. I mean, once again, big agree. We don't tolerate weebs here in House Raygun, but again, nothing to do with the nuclear family at all. What the fuck is going on?
I mean, it actually...
It clearly has something to do with the nuclear family.
Yes.
It's a nuclear family.
Chris,
mother,
how are you
daughter,
this
and
stupid?
father. It's performative stupidity. Sorry.
The internet is just trying to gaslight me at this point.
No, they're not.
No, I think you're trying to do that.
No, you're lying, and you're gaslighting your audience, which I find really frustrating, Chris.
Yes.
Because I know that I have the exact same tweets that you have.
Okay, maybe this is it. It's creepy how the mom has the exact same proportions as the child.
Yeah, that is a weird tweet, by the way.
Down to the hands.
Respond. Why won't you respond to why that tweet's weird? It is a weird tweet. It's a weird tweet.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna fucking kill myself. This outrage,
okay, but
if
why
you could
won't
even
you
fucking
respond to
call
why
it
that
that,
tweet's
is
weird?
so all over the place, so unfathomably unrepresentative, and so fucking small scale and incoherent. It is quite literally people inventing a guy in their head and going to Twitter.
But isn't that what you're doing too?
I was literally about to say, this is exactly what you're doing right now.
You're inventing someone who's outraged about this. You read Jonathan Wong's tweet where he was not outraged. He's just explaining why the tweet went viral.
You are becoming
the
manifestation of the rage you're missing.
So you're saying that they're inventing some guy in their head and getting mad at him, but that's exactly what you're doing right now, Chris.
Yes.
You've invented who you think Jonathan Wong is in your head and are getting mad at him for something he didn't say.
To complain about him. Oh, there was outrage about this?
I mean, this is literally what you're doing in this video. That is like word for word your actions in this video. Like, how do you not see this, Chris? I should really use this picture right here as my end quote. This is fucking pretty good.
Must be those filthy leftists who hate moms and dads. People
well,
like
there's
this.
A lot of evidence for that, homie.
I mean, they do.
A lot of evidence for that.
Black Lives Matter literally
California,
said we want to destroy the nuclear family.
California just made it so that if you don't affirm, if they just passed a bill where if you don't go along with gender affirming care, the state will take your children away.
I think they actually. I think actually Gavin Newsom vetoed that.
No. It's gone through, or they're passing it again through now.
No,
I have an article about
it came
tonight.
to his desk. It was vetoed.
Was it again?
I think so. Yeah.
Let me see. Hang on. 1 second.
It was on my Twitter feed.
California Assembly just voted in favor of AB 957, which will require judges to take into account.
Gavin Newsom has to sign the law. That's the difference.
Oh, okay. This was on September 8th.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this has gone back. All right.
Yeah.
Weird.
But the fact that, hang on, let's just talk about the fact that had to go to the desk at all.
Yeah, it's still insane.
To just take away a child from their family if they don't affirm the child's gender. That's scary.
I remember because it was on my Twitter feed, and somebody said, "Holy shit!" Like Gavin Newsom did something sane for once. Like it was shocking. Yeah, and I think it was the same.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to give you guys my hot take on this entire subject.
You already have been doing that, but okay.
Yeah.
It's going to be objectively correct.
Nope.
Considering you've been right about nothing for this entire video, to say that you're going to be objectively correct is not exactly filling me with confidence, Chris, but okay.
And it might upset some of you people.
Nothing you can do is going to upset me. It's just going to make me laugh at you.
It might not, but it's real. And it is objectively true. And if you disagree with me, you're fucking stupid. And your brain is dumb. And you should go to sleep in a fucking toilet bowl until you drown.
Why is he this angry?
I mean, he's always kind of had this style. Have you ever really watched his videos before?
But like,
I do feel like this video is more aggressive than normal. I do feel like this video is way more aggressive than normal because now it's like I said, Chris Reagan uploads like twice a year, so I haven't seen too many videos from him in a while. But I don't remember his old videos being this vitriolic.
Yes, and that's the thing. What I was watching is going like,
Maybe I'm
why are you so angry? Like, so, do you need help? Do you need a hug? Did someone ask you you're okay? Because you seem very perturbed.
Yeah, he does seem
kind of edgy.
I feel kind of sad, you know?
Yeah, it's like, why are you this aggressive? Calm the fuck down. Goodness sakes.
Yeah.
It's a fucking advert.
I think really what this whole thing amounts to is some deep level of projection on some level. Specifically on the behalf of right-wingers. And I'm not talking...
Of course, because he's somehow going to inject politics into this, even though the whole thing was lacking politics. And that's why it
was lacking politics. And
yes.
to the left brought politics into it, and then it all became political,
Talking about like your fiscally conservative uncle who just hates taxes. I like that guy. But I'm talking about this is like deeply like terminal online right-wing like LARPing as a save the Wester. This is where you have to be.
Here's the problem, Chris. If you had looked through and actually looked at those lists of tweets, you would have seen the terminally online left, but you chose to not put them in this video because I have the exact same list of tweets that you have.
To consider any of this outrageous. Because what this is...
Again, no one considered this outrageous. The only people who got upset with this in an outrageous perspective were a bunch of leftists. The right complained, not about the ad itself, it was about the fact that the ad was wholesome, and that Japan has it, but we don't.
Right, that's it. That's it. It was just, I wish that America had wholesome ads like
yes, that's literally it. I don't know why the hell you can't fucking get that through your head.
It's not more complicated than that.
Yes.
People just liked seeing something wholesome and comfy. That's it.
This is terminally online right-wing people looking at an ad promoting or showing nuclear families and assuming in their heads that people who lean left absolutely hate it because they themselves would absolutely hate the opposite.
I don't know how the hell he got to... I don't know how he got to this take.
Because, well, typically speaking, if I saw an ad that was about, like, murder your children and show your children hardcore pornography, I would hate that ad. I would hate that ad.
But the thing of it is, the reason why... Okay, let me just put it this way. Nuclear family, no politics. The opposite of that would be destroyed nuclear family, shitload of politics.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, the bit that people get annoyed by is everything that isn't a nuclear family is clearly fucking political.
Yeah.
There is no reason. Yes, there is no reason any ad needs to feature a fucking gay, non-binary, fucking trans or multicultural fucking couple, because because your entire fucking left-wing politics is obsessed with destroying the European. So the second we see
and with
anything,
all Western values,
the second we see anything that isn't white, the immediate reaction is it's political, because the fucking elite power structure has co-opted everything that isn't white into its sphere of influence and uses them as pawns.
I really think that Chris, as he said, he called himself in an echo chamber. I think he's so far removed, he doesn't even understand. He doesn't get it. That the right is not the same thing as the left.
No.
And that the right can praise things that they like and say, these are good things that we like. The left is generally speaking very, very negative towards everything.
And cultish.
They just point out the things that they hate. They don't point out the things that they like.
Because they don't like anything.
Of course, because nothing's ever pure enough for them.
Yes, because they're delusional morons.
So we can't have. So he's coming at
Like,
so
if this.
Sorry, he's coming at it from his perspective. That if the right wing is promoting something, it must be because they hate it.
Or
It
they
can't
hate
be because
the
they
inverse
like
in this
it.
case.
Right. And so I think he can't grasp that. You can like things, and not just be anti things.
Ad was the same exact ad, an anime McDonald's ad, but it had like a gay couple or a mixed race couple.
They wouldn't have liked
It'd be
the
a
gay
fucking
couple.
bloodbath. You'd have people doing the bud.
Yes, because it's political.
And Japan wouldn't have made that.
twat.
Yeah, because then it becomes political.
Yes, and we don't like political freaking adverts in a fucking McDonald's commercial, you absolute
we just want to
see
a happy
normal
little
family is
eating
not
French fries.
political.
And nuggies.
God damn, it's
The
like
fact
beating a
that there
dead
has to be a
horse
video about
here.
this at all is insane.
Bud Light shit to them, which is mega fucking weird because ads don't promote anything but the fucking product.
That's not true.
That has got to be the stupidest thing he said.
That's not true. That is fundamentally not true. Look at the Dove Real Beauty campaign. Look
or
at
Gillette. Or Bud Light.
Look at Bud
or
Light.
Miller.
How many times do
Or
we have to
Nike.
see this? That ads are not just about promoting the product. They're often about
why was
promoting
Mulvaney
a
chosen?
social ideology. Yes. Why did they choose Dylan Mulvaney? Because of ESG score. McDonald's Japan doesn't care about the ESG score. They're gonna do whatever the hell they want to sell cheeseburgers.
Chris is a fucking idiot.
What else been funny? Do you know Japanese eat KFC? Do you know for what holiday the Japanese like to go to KFC? Christmas. It is a Japanese tradition to go to KFC on Christmas. I'm not joking.
I would do well in Japan.
Just saying. It's Japan's not America at all, and Westerners got to get that shit out of their fucking heads to think that they have any idea how Japanese culture works.
By the way, I will say this: I've had KFC in multiple different countries. South Africa's chicken is by far superior. And I'm not saying that because I like
we gotta
my
go to
country.
Japan. You and I gotta go to Japan and have
What,
KFC
have
on
the
Christmas. Have KFC on Christmas. The chat all knew it was KFC on Christmas. Yeah.
How the hell do you freaking weebs all know that shit?
Because we're all a bunch of weaves. That's why.
Oh, God.
Let's go.
Isn't promoting nuclear families any more than a McDonald's ad showing a gay couple is promoting gay marriage.
Actually,
But it is.
It is.
But it is.
But it is. Chris, why the hell would the McDonald's ad have a gay couple anyway? I mean, if your whole point was to sell the fucking product, why use something that appeals to virtually no one?
Appealing to how many people are gay in the United States? 5%?
Exactly. So what the
8%?
How are you
Tops?
this? How? Okay, I don't want to be rude, but how are you this stupid?
Because he's ideologically driven. He's captured. Sorry, man. I'm gonna say that about you, Chris, but I feel you're a little bit ideologically captured on this.
But this, you know what they're promoting? Fucking McDonald's.
No, they're not.
No, they like a cute little ad with a happy family. That's all it is. They don't care that it's McDonald's. It could be Burger King. It could be Wendy's. It could be anything. They like a cute little ad with a happy family. That's it. It's not that difficult. It's not that complicated. It's really not complicated, Chris. It's really not complicated.
I like the way that you've got the opposite of Tim's. I can't fucking talk lately. Tim's quote. Tim's quote is it's complicated. Yours is it's not complicated.
I really look, dude. I blame Twitter, man. I blame Twitter.
Well, Twitter
so
is
hard
part
for
of
this.
it. You're right.
Twitter
you're
has
right.
absolutely stun locked people's brains.
And in this case, it happens to be yours.
It's stun locked you too a little bit.
Yeah, because
I'm sorry.
You had, dude. How did you scroll through God knows how many people on the official Japanese McDonald's ad, find Jonathan's tweet, which explains it perfectly if you weren't with your...
And he's not complaining. He's just he's actually just
and
saying
you weren't,
positive things.
Yes, he said like why the ad went viral, and he explains it to you. It's because this ad is completely foreign to the Western market, which is overly saturated political shit. This doesn't have any political shit, therefore it went viral and people wanted that thing. How you can't look at that tweet and go, oh yeah, this would be the reason, but you scream incessantly about some stupid rage-baiting shit, and also then say Twitter makes people fucking crazy. It's like, dude, you come across like a tone-deaf retard, and also to say that you're smarter than everybody else, whilst also being unable to understand why the fucking tweet went viral, when you literally read out a tweet why it did.
Yeah.
What was the point in this
But we're
video?
Because he has to. Because I don't think he likes the ad. I don't think he likes people liking the ad. But I don't know. Like he has to. Again, like I said, he's ideologically captured. So he has
But
to
why fucking
object
make
to the
this
ad because
ad?
the
It
left
just-
objects to the
or,
ad, while claiming that the
object
left
to it.
doesn't object. So you understand? Here's where we're at. He has to claim. He has to act outrage because the right likes the ad. Then there were tweets that certain people, a couple, like there were only like two. It was like one from someone I didn't know, then one from that Star Wars girl, who were talking about the people freaking out about the ad. And then he couldn't find more examples of freakouts about the ad. He uses Jonathan Wong's tweet, which is not freaking out about the ad, but he is freaking out about the ad because right wingers are saying they like the ad, and the left wingers are freaking out about the ad. He just has to maintain the status quo. Chris, this is
Cringe.
This is kind of sad, man. This is sad.
And cringe.
Let's continue.
In a way that will be studied in future generations, provided it fucking goes.
No, I'll study it right now. I'd love to conduct a study on this immediately. I won't do it because I'm lazy, but yeah.
I could use it. I could use you as a case study for it, actually.
What? For what?
No, Chris. For why it
Chris
stunlocks people.
Yeah.
Because he didn't speak to real people. He went on fucking Twitter and he basically went, I demand rage, and then screamed for 16 freaking minutes about the fact
Yeah.
that there is no rage. It's like...
There is rage, though. He just didn't include it.
Yes, but I don't understand how he doesn't see that he is annoyed
He's clearly
that there
mad.
isn't rage. Yes, that's what, like, why are you so upset
It's
at this?
very weird. It's very weird. It's very weird, my dude.
Seriously, if Elon Musk were to be a hero, he would delete the platform entirely.
By the way, if I was watching YouTube and I saw that McDonald's ad, I would watch the whole ad.
Yeah, it's cute. It's only like 30 seconds long, 20
Yes.
seconds. It's cute. It's just cute and short. Both
Yes.
of them are cute and short.
Yes, and people just go, oh, look at this. This
It's
is a cute ad.
relaxing, too.
Yes.
Got nice little,
Yes.
lo-fi beats on it. Nice.
Yes,
He
it's
would
nice.
take it away from all of us and free us from this fucking demon. Because, dude,
Chris, they defend the woke saints.
Then
saints
you
lower
leave.
food.
Then you get off Twitter. If
Okay,
it's
yeah.
causing you problems, then get off Twitter. Go to
Apparently
Mastodon
Vosh
with the rest of the
cucked Chris.
leftists.
Why do so many people listen to Vosh? She's a fucking retard.
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, I appreciate Twitter as a means for, like, being able to DM people, but that's really about it, because really all it's done outside of that is condition an entire unhinged populace.
Coming from you,
But
that's
there's
really
tons
rich.
of people on the left who are unhinged as well. Like,
All of them.
and in this instance, there is I don't see any unhingedness coming from the right. So where's the unhingedness from the right? You didn't provide any examples.
It's
You
not
didn't
came from
provide
you, Chris.
any examples of the right wing being unhinged. It was that Star Wars girl saying a bunch of people are mad about this, which you didn't show. Then you showed Jonathan Wong's tweet, which was just explaining why people like the ad. Where's the unhingedness?
I like the fact
you
that,
haven't
that,
shown it.
that you said it was terminally online right wing, and yet you didn't feature a single fucking
Nope.
tweet that showed
No
right wing
example.
outrage.
No example.
Into feeding exclusively on confirmation bias to avoid having to confront the fact that they might be wrong about something.
Well,
Coming from
learning
you
shit.
in
what do you mean? Learning what kind of shit? What confirmation bias? I've got the tweets over here. You didn't, and I know for a fact, because you showed it on the screen, that you have the exact same number of tweets that I have, and you chose to not show any of these tweets, including the really gross ones about Lolicon, okay? So that's interesting.
And growing up, it is truly fucking embarrassing. And the character limits and all this other stuff, it all just promotes this cycle of fucking dim-witted fuckery. Dude, I've been saying some wild out-of-pocket shit over there just to see what I can get away with before I
There it
get
is, yeah.
permanently banned, because it means that little to me.
Yeah. So yeah, he did tell someone to KYS on Twitter.
And I feel like it's just kind of seeped into the greater evolution.
Have you lost your mind, Chris?
Yes.
What's going on? Are you okay? I should ask. Why are you telling people to KYS on Twitter? Like, are you having like a mental health issue? I'm serious now, worried.
I saw that tweet as well.
Are you all right?
Political online space. I've seen so many conspiracy theories about like why I stopped making political videos. Like, oh, Chris was only in it for the money. He was grifting. LA changed him. It's all fascinating shit, but Occam's razor is a really simple one. Y'all got fucking annoying. I don't like making content to entertain an audience of people who considers me a fucking warrior for them. Dude, I see...
This is the thing. It's so many people who are like former like anti-SJWs I don't think they ever had any principles. So
No.
then they when people ask them to be consistent, this is the same thing as just some guy.
Yeah.
Where it's and with Ackman, where you had seemed to have some principles, but then you really didn't, did you? Do you want your better ad rev or something? I'm not sure. I mean, it's hard for me to imagine that when you make 2 videos a year. But Chris, it's because people thought you stood for free speech. It's because people thought you stood for not giving into cultural degradation and like having everything that you like molested by these
Isn't
big
it
companies that
ironic
want
that
to
one of the
get ASG score bonuses.
One of the songs that he wrote that went viral is "Ain't No Rest for the Triggered."
I know, and that's why
Dude,
this
I
is
can't make shit
fascinating.
up.
Like that's what he's probably most well known for is "Ain't No Rest for the Triggered."
Yep.
See this every once in a while
And
when
now
people
he's
talk about
triggered.
me and they're like, dude, Chris used to be in the trenches, man. He used to be on the front lines. Bro, we're not fucking soldiers, dude. We're not warriors, bro. They speak like that unironically with no hint of how embarrassing it is to speak like that when you're referring to some 20-something content creator.
So what you're talking about is that you never meant or cared about any of it. Is that what you're saying there?
Yeah. pretty much.
How else can I interpret that statement? You just didn't care. Well, I did care. I care. So it was about money because you're just saying you didn't care. It was performative. That's telling.
Who fucking made fun of people while talking to a fake stuffed llama. What? It's fucking crazy. It's really hard making political content when you can't respect the people watching because you know the people watching aren't watching for the laughs.
Well, if you were funny, they would be.
Yeah. I think I'm still... I'm a woman. Even I still think I'm fairly funny. Now Bill writes my jokes, but still.
I mean, why do people watch me?
Because you're funny.
There you go, case in point.
And you're talking about politics while being funny. It's not
Yes.
difficult.
Yes.
And then if they want to hear our just like pure political takes, they
Why
come
do
here
people
and
watch
watch
Razor
politics,
Fist?
the podcast. Because he's funny.
Yes, exactly. So I don't know how you seem to think these are mutually exclusive, Chris. This has been an extremely bad video for you because you look incoherent, aggressive for no fucking reason, unable to grasp why this ad went viral, and you're just screeching into the ether while also claiming you're right about everything, and the basic premise of the ad going viral you can't grasp.
Yeah, that's weird.
I don't know what
Now,
the
obviously,
hell
when I'm
was the
talking
point
about
of this video. It's just...
He just has to show his solidarity or something.
But it's just a series of L's.
Yeah.
It doesn't make any sense.
I don't know. I don't get it either, dude.
These people, I'm not talking about you royally, you know what I mean? If you're here watching and you've known me for a long time and you understood what I was saying the entire fucking time.
No,
I've
hang
known
on.
you for years,
Chris,
and I have no idea what the fuck you've been saying.
Chris, I've watched your videos for a decade, and I don't know what you're talking about here. I
Yes.
really don't. I don't get it. And I don't think... I have changed politically, of course, but I've always been on the right. I've never not been on the right since I started watching Chris's videos, so...
Yeah.
I don't think... at least 8 years.
I was a
So
lefty at
I
one
don't think
point,
so.
and then when Trump came into office, I watched Trump, and I became a fan of Trump just because I liked his policies.
I mean, I was a libertarian, but I was still a conservative-leaning libertarian. I was a Ron Paul libertarian.
I was lefty because I was a Bernie fan because I liked Bernie, and then when Clinton shafted him,
I liked Bernie too for certain reasons, but
Yes.
I didn't like him for a whole
Yes.
lot of others. I was a Lowbird, so.
But then once it was Clinton versus Trump, I went Trump kick her ass because I think this bitch is literally walking demon. And then when he won,
Yeah.
I simply looked at him and went, "Oh sweet, he won. Now just let him govern." Like a sane person. And then the media hated him and only spoke about his personality. And that made me go, why do none of you focus on his policies and all you talk about is his
You know
personality?
why.
Like, yeah, but I was very politically naive at this point.
Okay, yeah.
And I
yeah.
just couldn't understand.
Took me a while too.
Yeah, I couldn't understand why is the only thing you fuckers are talking about is you're talking about his personality as if he's like a fucking celebrity. You don't talk about him like he's an actual executive that has governing power. It was really, really fucking strange. And that is what sort of made me go, I want to just listen to this guy talk. Just what does he sound like when he's just talking to the press?
Yeah. Dragon Lord Peter, I had like a 2-year period where I was like an anarcho communist.
Jake, this was like 2015. Don't fucking judge me.
Well, I was like
I-
13 then. People change their politics, but
Yes.
since I was 15, I became a libertarian. Yeah.
I became a Trump fan just because I looked at his policies. That was it. And then I slowly just looked at him talk and went, this is the guy you hate so much. There's nothing about this guy considered controversial. He just seems like an honest dude, and the media is losing their fucking mind. Because
I'll listen to people like, so RFK, for example, like he's a Democrat, but I'll listen to what RFK has to say. Obviously. Yeah. I'll listen to anybody who I think is worth listening to.
Yes.
He's not a propagandist.
And for me, it was just very simple. Is the media, I could listen to what Trump was actually saying, and I could see them lying in fucking real time. Like, when they say, like, oh, this is the shit he said, like, I know what he said, and this is not what he said, and I could see them lying over and over again. Yeah. And that pretty much just, the brazenness of their lying was really what made me see the machine is a bunch of bullshit. Yeah, and then obviously we went Mulbug, and then fucking hell, we went hard right. Yeah. And then fucking down the road, like, oh shit, like, no, end goal this monarchy, and we're gonna go end goal monarchy. That's.
I read Mulbug when I first started my political journey, like back in like around 2016, and then I read Erich von Kuhnert Lenin, and I read a lot of over that time after 2016, I read a lot of a lot of monarchistic stuff. But let's finish
someone asked me, has anyone confused me with Spoonie? Yes. The name, obviously, not the voice.
You're nothing. Yeah, nothing like Spoonie. Spoonie makes me sad. I like Spoonie's old content. It's still really good today. Counter Monkey is still so good. Anywho.
What was he like as a content creator?
He made like D&D content. Dungeons and Dragons stuff.
Okay, yeah.
He worked with Channel Awesome. And he also did video game stuff, and did everyone else on Channel Awesome.
Okay, so that's probably the reason why people ask him I'm related to the guy. Because there's
just because your name's Spoon versus Spoonie, yeah.
Yes, and then now I went with the aristocratic utensil. And V calls me that, and it's so formal when he says that. It's fucking weird. Yes.
Does he call you that? Like that? Good.
It just says that the aristocratic utensil. I'm like, that sounds so formal coming from you. It sounds really. Just say spoon.
He's awesome.
The fuck, V?
V's great. V's great. Anywho, let's finish this, and I want to show you guys a really sad commercial because earlier in this video, Chris Reagan said that if commercials make you feel emotions, there's something wrong with you.
I know a lot of people are going to try and squeeze themselves into the shoe so that they can make the shoe fit so they can complain about it. But truly, if what I'm saying doesn't apply to you, then it simply doesn't apply to you. You think that'd be like a really common sense position to take, but
why didn't you start with that then? You started really aggressive. You throw this caveat in the end.
A lot of people go out of their way to...
You know why he does is so that when people get mad at him because he's so aggressive in the beginning, he's like, well, I threw out a
yeah,
rope to you at the end.
Accent. His accent is fun to listen to.
No one else is gonna keep listening though.
Also, when he says California, that's basically part of my lexicon now.
Yeah,
I can't say California without hearing V's fucking voice.
California,
fit into a shoe that just wasn't for them. Anyway, I'm sure McDonald's is very happy. They got a lot of free advertising out of a lot of people. I'm gonna go back to playing my 4 video games at the same time. So I love you. Be careful. Be good. Behave.
So
and remember, if you disagree with me, it's because I am significantly smarter than you. I will find where you live. I will find your house.
And what? Crawl down the fucking chimney, you munchkin?
This is silly. If a commercial makes you feel emotional, you're an idiot. Well, guys, tell me what you think. Oh, hang on. How do I get my subtitles up? Subtitles.
Clicking buttons usually?
English. That should work, right? Is it working?
They're not talking.
Okay. We got the beginning. Yeah, they're working now. I want a better dad. I'll just read it out because that way you can see it. I'm gonna get copyright consequences. One who isn't a mute. The dumb's child is the note they put on her back. Right? If you don't cry at this, you're fucked up. One who's just like everyone else's. I'm gonna turn the music off actually. Because I have to read it anyway. Your dad is a dumb is written on the chalkboard. The one who can hear my voice. Again, Thai life insurance ad. I'm not gonna play the music because again, like it'll get us fucked with. The one who can speak and know what I want. Her dad's like a food stall vendor. She's got some kind of weird gangsterish kind of boyfriend looking like. Oh my god, dude. Please don't let her die. I have some saved up. I have a house. You can take it. You can't let her die. Eat more. You can still get taller. Study hard. My girl must live a happy life. Happy birthday. I wish you all the happiness. Love from Daddy. I was born mute. I am so sorry. I can't speak like anybody else's dad. But I want you to know that you are my everything. I can't play the music, sorry. Just give her my blood.
We're just gonna kill
I don't know if you can hear Bill now.
I guess like Bill, I guess is really ruining that.
Oh. Maybe there's no such thing as the best dad. Only the one who loves you more than anything. Thai life insurance. Take care of your loved ones. Tell me that doesn't make you feel emotional. Oh my god. What is this an ad for? Life insurance.
Okay. I don't feel anything.
You don't feel anything about that?
No, it's a life insurance ad, but fuck insurance agencies.
I don't know how you can't feel anything about that. I'm gonna.
I am mostly dead inside, and your best friend is a fucking utensil.
I know.
You are not going to get. The only time I get emotional is when there's sports on my television.
I know. I'm gonna share now my screen. It made me laugh, probably because I was reading it. But yikes! Oh, it's such a good ad. But yeah, Thai life insurance. Take my money. Tell me when you've shared the screen, because I'm gonna show these tweets.
Why the fuck? Oh, it's the watch again. There we go. You on?
Okay. So here were the tweets that Chris Reagan was sent. The same as me.
Hold on, it's not loading. Take it off and put it back on again. Pretty please.
Does that work? Oh, reset the thing.
Yes.
One sec. Bill's talking about Grant Morrison.
God damn it, Discord, why are you being gay?
Here, why don't I just send it to you?
What? Why do I have to do it?
Well, because it's not working.
Oh, God damn it.
I don't like this either, Spoon. I have stuff to show you outside of this. So hang on, actually. No, we need to...
Why is it making me do work?
We need to get this to work because I have to show stuff through my side. Why is this not working? Maybe, should I restart Discord real quick?
Oh, no.
It had an update earlier. Give me a second. Let me restart Discord. Give me...
Oh, shit. Everyone can hear me, but I can't hear it. Get back here, woman. Oh, God damn it. You guys can still hear me, right? Do. There we go. And now Aiden can't hear us again. No, it's still not loading. And I can't hear you. Oh, God. Aiden's gonna be like, fuck you. And you're screaming in the background now. Oh, my God. The platform is a complete ass. And Aiden's just gonna be like agreeing in the background now because I can't hear. Oh, goodness, woman. No. Is your light going green? Yes, we're currently experiencing technical difficulties. Do give us a moment. Say something? No, I can't hear you. Oh goodness, this is great. And the chat's gonna be like, what the fuck are these two idiots doing? Hey, Satin, you had a brilliant weekend. What about me? I had a pretty good weekend. And right now I'm waiting for Aiden to get Discord to work and chatting shit. Because Aiden can't get anything to work. We just had the same fucking problem earlier. And she's gonna go re. So how are you guys doing? And the reason I don't know what to do right now is because Aiden is on the other side of this call, panicking and probably screaming her ass off. And Bill is gonna hit her with a mace. As we sit here waiting for Aiden to fix her fucking audio. Oh goodness, yes. Oh yeah, we get sexist a lot here. You see what he's him on Discord? Me on Discord? Someone said me something on Discord? Is a region outage on Discord? Oh yeah, it says awaiting endpoint. Does that mean we have to close the stream down? End call restart. Okay. Hold on a second. We do apologize. Why does it say awaiting endpoint? We may have to close the stream down early because there's something wrong with Discord. Oh, freaking, okay. You have to restart Discord then, Aiden. You can hear me, right? That's the Aiden, by the way, not you guys. I'm assuming you guys can hear me. Yeah, but it's Aiden's side that's wrong. So she might have to restart. Yeah, there's a lot of dead air. Sorry about that. Blame Aiden. It's not my fault. I mean, guys, it's never my fault. It's always a woman's fault. We can say that and stick him to it. Because she can't hear me. And can't say fuck all. I just realized the fucking columns are gone. There we go. Fucking hell. You like it when I just talk? I don't really have anything to talk about at the moment right now, to be honest. Unless there is a topic you guys want me to speak about. I need some elevator music. Hold on. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I do have elevator music, actually. Give me 1 moment. It's here somewhere. Where the hell is it? That's gonna be loud as balls. Hold on. There you go. I don't actually mind that music. It's kind of funky. If I was a real dick, I would play copyright music, but I can't. It's the most played one. Like, what the hell do you want me to play? Give me something else to play then. I can't play anything copyright. The only thing I can play is like, what, like Fallout's menu music or something? Aiden, you're still on the call. What the hell are you doing, woman? You said you want to restart this call, but you still haven't restarted your computer. What the fucking hell are you doing? Japanese AI singing Dixie, no copyright. What the hell? If I was trapped in an elevator, what music would I listen to? Do I get to pick? Pick me what music I was listening to if I was stuck in an elevator. I'd like to hear Them Bones on repeat. Over and over again. Till the solo gets burned into my brain. Aiden, just restart your damn PC. What's wrong with you? Get on it, woman. Or Man in the Box. Yeah, that works too. Fallout's... I don't actually think Fallout's music actually is public domain. That's the fucking problem. Yeah, so restart your computer, you dumb woman. So I'm just being very mean to Aiden. That was kind of... Yeah, I could put on Vivaldi, actually. Restart your PC, you ass. Quit picking on my little sister. She can take punishment. She should do by fucking now. She gives me shit constantly. It's fair enough. Oh, you already did? Oh. You not changed the region code. Okay. Ah, classical. If I were to ever narrate something, this is what I would use as backing music. Obviously, it has to be aggressive, though, because it's not exactly very calming. Got any cathedral choir singing? Yeah, I do have some Gregorian chants. I don't think it's not copyright. That's the fucking problem. Let me see. That? For the Emperor. Oh yeah, it does remind me of Oblivion. Oh god, yeah, it is boss fight music. I like the bass. The bass makes me feel kind of like, very calming. I have headphones on, by the way, so all I hear is just whooshing of binaural in my ear. Holy shit, okay, I have super chats I have to read. I don't know, why are you telling me that I can just read them here? I have them. What was the last one I have to read? What was the last one? Yeah. Let's see, I can't fucking read or talk lately. It's really weird. Hasselhofer, that's crazy. It's clearly a H&W with their kid, but heck, even if they're two teenagers, siblings, and their younger sister, it would still be wholesome. Yeah, very true. It's just a nice family-oriented advert. Apparently, Chris Reagan is too stupid to understand that that's a desirable advert in regular people. And probably because he lives in fucking California and he's unable to understand that regular people just want a normal family and California can rot and die in hell. It's fun to see... Oh, there's some slosher for 5. It's fun to see... Why the hell did you stop, you assholes? Give me that again. Actually, is there something else that I can play? I'll play that. Because that's not copyright, and it's fucking based. Let's see, it's funny to say... Fucking let me put this thing here. I've basically taken over the show. It's funny to see people learn the idea that Canada is nice is all a psyop. Before World War II, Canada was better than the USA because of racial purity. Oh, fucking, yeah, then you went full progressive. The guy looks fucking now. Let's see, Lance, what a brilliant impression. The feeling is mutual now, Chris. Yeah, there we go. Is it Carlos Marungo for $2? It got me to try Mickey D's for the first time in months. In my case, it would be... When was the last time I had McDonald's? I don't think I had McDonald's since I left school, which would have been 2008. So we're right about probably before 2010. Jesus fucking Christ! It's the Thorax IMP, and if they do show a nuclear family, the father is always a blithering idiot. Yeah, it's basically like the fucking sitcom syndrome. Slosher for 5. In the total state, propaganda must be ubiquitous. There can never be an escape from the Rainbow Reich. That's why they hate the McDonald's ads. Yeah, that is the other reason as well. Because total propaganda must be an absolute fucking everything. Right down to your bloody McDonald's ads, which is just, oh, fuck off. It's your Hogwarts in Feinberg for $20. My tears are liquid pride, not sadness. You will never break me. Well, you could always just put them in the leftist tear mug and drink them. Or pretend there's something else. It's Mr. Frenzy for $5. 8 to 13, I had a brilliant weekend. How about you, Spoon? I had a pretty good weekend. The rugby didn't go my way, but I'm not really that bothered by it because that means we don't have to play the All Blacks in a quarterfinal, and thank fuck for that. Can you tell I have something to talk about now? Because now I can't shut up. And there we go. And yes, this is a good song. I really like the guy who did this. It's fucking insane. By the way, Aiden, you can shut the stream off anytime you want. You could just see this. No, the All Blacks are not that strong either, bear in mind, but we don't have a great track record against the All Blacks. We have a better track record against France, so I would rather take France in a quarterfinal, even if they are the technically more on-form team right now. So that'll be the reason. No! Don't end the stream. Oh, you're yelling at Discord right now? Oh, Aiden, if you're yelling at Discord, how do I need to say bye-bye? I'm confused. You can't hear me either way. Hold on, let me see if I end it. Oh, fuck reinstalling Discord. I'm not going down that fucking route. I already had to just reinstall Discord a fucking while ago. Because this stupid thing wouldn't... Discord has this nasty habit of getting stuck in updates for whatever reason I don't fucking know.